Greetings and salutations, Dota fans. It is I, Badger, back for some more League of Lads Season 8 content. We are here tonight, joined by a very special co-commentator. It is former League of Lads Season 4 champion, Artorius. How are you tonight?
The dogs on the banners are very cute.
Thank you for the insight, Artorius. But we're here tonight for two very great teams playing each other. It is No Teddy, the defending League of Lads champions, back up against the wall in the losers bracket, taking on Dog Owners, one half of the MD2L Rejects breakup. This half brought in some good talent. They brought in Aaron, they brought in Miator, they brought in Staples, also from MD2L. They're open for some good placements here, and for both teams, it is on the line right here, right now. Loser goes home. Winner gets glory. They make top 8 at Lads and a chance of winning. So the stakes, they are very high tonight. Looking at the heroes in question, Tide, ET, Mag, Brewmaster, all bands that are relatively unsurprising. Though there is one thing to note. No Teddy are missing their normal offlaner. See, normally they have this guy called 1117 who replaced Teddy. But lo and behold, look who's in the slot tonight. It's Teddy. It is the return of Teddy to Lads. So it's a real shocker on that one. Looking at heroes in question, it's a 5 pick Undying into a 6-7 Isle Mars into an 8 Dark Willow. Any thoughts on the opening first phaser?
I'm kind of surprised they picked Isle Mars into an Undying. Because there's 2 strength heroes. But it's a pretty good combo. And then is it Dog Owner? No, it's MD12 Rejects who have the Dark Willow spammer. Never mind.
Greetings and salutations, Dota. Shit.
But Badger, I'd like to point out something. Remember how we were making that joke where we were just doing like Halifax and like Hiroshima, and we were just making up all these combinations of Canadian cities and Japanese cities? There's Vancouver, Valencia, but I'm pretty sure Valencia is not a Japanese city.
Yeah, Valencia is in eastern Spain. I guess more southeastern Spain than eastern Spain, but you know what I mean.
Ruined. They didn't do the joke properly.
I mean, what do you expect? I believe that is that's KU. I expect nothing else from KU. No offense, KU.
He's not even a mid player. Why is he stealing the mid players? Like KU. Name.
KU's here to alpha male people and lads. He's not here to think. He's here to think when the mid game comes. He's a professional creep hitter, formerly of course Portland Burnsiders. Now here to grace us mere mortals and lads, of course. But
wasn't Aaron a Portland Burnsider as well?
Actually, yeah, they both were in Portland. These are former teammates in Slam Professional Dota. Both Aaron, the mid laner of Dog Owners, and KU, the carry of No Teddy, former teammates, to the best of my knowledge. So this should be fun to see. Even in the all chat, KU saying shout out to Aaron. There's some good blood there. It's better than the alternative. You have your open mic on in game, right? I don't.
Yeah, I did.
Whoops.
Look at that! Badger's lacking behind his superior co-caster.
Come on now. We have some we have some bans though. Obviously Meepo being banned out because Potato is a noted Meepo spammer. Obviously doesn't play it too particularly much for this team, but still can pick it out. Also seeing Lone Druid Tinkerman saying, you know what, we're gonna get rid of some of Aaron's better heroes. Meanwhile, Radiant like, alright, let's just ban out Disruptor, Lean, Monkey King. There are some of the better heroes in the meta right now. Obviously, Lena, MK, the meta stable for the last, 4 or 6 months now? Something like that?
Yeah.
We can all agree, very good heroes.
Mm-hmm. Although, never mind. I'm an idiot. I was gonna say, why'd they ban Lena? They have Mars. I'm like, oh, no, the other team banned Lena. That Bane's pretty epic into Dark Willow because he can dodge the stun.
Yes.
And the fear.
Yes.
And the one hit.
Also, yes.
Can't dodge the root. Feels bad. But he can tank it with Brain's Head.
On the flip side, though, you can always use something like Terrorize or Curse Ground from very long range to ruin Bane's day in the team fights. It's a bit of give and take. Ideally, you want Bane to save a teammate while Willow goes in them versus, say, I don't have to directly deal with Dark Willow, but that is the fun of Dota 2 sometimes. You never know what you're going to get in a given team fight. Should be interesting, though, seeing Keita playing some IO tonight. Obviously, Keita, for those who are unaware of the current state of Lads, has been playing from Japan for the last few months.
Yes, I'm sure the Bane is pause 4.
Listen, you've seen, okay, if you've watched BTS Pro Series 9, by the way, you would notice there's been a number of 5 IOs and a number of 4 Banes. So, it wouldn't completely shock me that would happen.
But if you open up IO Mars, why wouldn't you pair it together? Unless you up and pick Gyrocopter.
And sometimes people, they're wild and crazy, I know both Malefic and Keita can play IO, so if the question is ability to play, it's not one that's valid this game, because both of them can play the hero just fine.
Alright.
I like these picks.
It's an Undying 3.
Do you like these picks? I like these picks.
I don't, because now the Undying is not against the Mars IO.
Yeah, that's probably true, unless I want to do something extraordinarily off meta, but what if they I'm trying to think of what they could do.
I understand the Oracle for the Bane and the Mars, but now you just have all of your eggs in one basket of saving against a Bane.
Yeah, I understand why they did it. Obviously, it's already counted a Bane, as you said, but it feels like you'll agree with me on this one, I'm sure. But they're focusing a little too much on countering the enemy Bane than they are on their own game strat, right?
They have no damage right now.
They have some decent building hitting, but
no damage. Their Willow is their only damage.
I'm concerned for their lanes as well. I'm not sure if this Undying Willow lane is going to really shut down KU. And when you play against a team like No Teddy, or really any KU team, the number one thing you have to be thinking is, how do I stop KU from having a good game? Because if KU has a good game, KU knows his timing points extraordinarily well, right? If you give him a relatively free level of farm, he will get to his items and he'll beat you. Because he's, generally speaking, KU's either the best player in a given lobby or one of the best players in a given lobby. So I would not want to give him his style of game, and hopefully for dog owners they can do well in the lanes and then parlay that one into a DP tower push, allowing them to choke out KU's map, because if you give KU map, he's going to win the game 95% of the time in Lads. So I'm sure it's on the mind of chain right now. Alright, what do we do to play a fast-paced tempo style? May the idea with the 3 Undying, alright, we'll pick a DP Undying, we'll pick a relatively early oriented carry, we'll push down buildings, grab early Roshans. Is that what thinking right now for Radiant with this carry pick?
Yeah, I feel like you definitely have to go tempo. I mean, I guess you could go late game, but then the problem with that is the Dire have the 24 pick, so they could just out carry you with their own 24 pick.
I think if you go late game in this game as well, you get outmaneuvered by Io, Queen of Pain, obviously very maneuverable heroes. Mars will buy a Blink Dagger. This last hero that Teddy's going to pick probably has to buy a Blink Dagger as well at some point in the game, so it's going to be extraordinarily hard to...
yeah, they're not very mobile, split pushy heroes.
I'm interested to see what KU plays. Obviously, the very famous KU Terrorblade is not banned, but we have actually not seen KU play that much TB this season. Obviously, it's been banned a lot of the time, but even when it's unbanned, he doesn't always opt for it, so I'm curious to see exactly what No Teddy do with the 24 pick, but obviously that's somewhat contingent on what dog owners do with the 23 pick.
Well, Terrorblade hates magic damage in lane, so laning into Undying Dark Willow probably wouldn't be too much fun. Even though he does have a Bane, I don't think the Bane would be enough to zone both of them.
Yeah, it will fundamentally have to be a lane where KU left lane, probably around level 4 or so, and said, you know what, I have to leave, I have to not die, I will farm the jungle, I'll let probably Keita and the Bane just farm the lane, have a good time, hit some creeps to get his 6, therefore opening up the tome for Malefic to take on the IO or something, but... I mean, they've done it before, but it never feels good when you're a carry player to just leave for the jungle at minute 5. It's never a fun time. Yeah,
and you don't really have a support that can keep the lane either. Bane can't just stand in that lane and farm 1v2, neither can Io. And you don't have anybody to lane clear it, so unless you want to rotate one of your cores there, it's not typically a good idea.
I think Bane just sits there and leeches, right?
Yeah, but then your tower just dies.
Honestly, if it's under your tier 1 tower, you hit it, but if it's not under that, you stay in the trees and then leeches. I think that's
you're just going to get dove if you try and do that, because there's an Undying. He's just going to drop Tombstone and run at you.
I mean, use TP and Clop, right? Because Clop will be level 5, level 6 by then. You can just TP and Clop play a 2v3 perhaps in the bottom lane.
Yeah,
and then
but you can only TP to the bottom lane every 80 seconds.
Well, they can only go with 2. They Tomb so cool, it's like 80 seconds. That's fine.
Yeah, but they can still go on Bane without Tombstone.
That's when he hides in the trees again. Like, I don't think it's that bad.
I don't think Terrorblade is the correct pick, but they might do it because they do have a good team for a Terrorblade. I just don't think it's ideal into the enemy team.
I agree with that. I just want to debate the merits of Bane sitting in a lane alone at minute 5. We have a Spectre pick into an instant snap pick TB, so
yeah.
Even though we both think it might not be a good idea, surprise, surprise, the best Terrorblade player in the league is playing Terrorblade. So it's an interesting situation where both these teams have a very similar problem, it feels, you know? Where I feel like Dire are going to struggle to kill Spectre DP, but Radiant are going to struggle to kill Terrorblade in the late game. What are your thoughts on these two drafts here?
I think the early game for the Dire is going to be rougher. But the late game for the Radiant is going to be rougher because the early game, you have the DP and the Undying that are going to run at your towers with a lot of early burst damage from Oracle and Dark Willow. And you don't really have a tower taker other than just like an IO overcharging of Mars to hit it. You have to have your Terrorblade show up with meta to really take a tower. But then in the late game, you don't really have anything to burst this Terrorblade. He's pretty much 100% of the time going to get Sunder off in these team fights.
I feel like Radiant have an easier execute draft, though. I don't know.
I think they have the easier to execute drafts, but I think the potential to just win team fights is huge with this Mars and Bane.
I guess a lot of it will have to be on individual play, notably as you said from the Mars and the Bane. Of course, later on in the game, KU once he has some items, but if you are just joining us, welcome to a best of 3 in Lads lower bracket playoffs. We have No Teddy on the Dive, the defending League of Lads champions, taking on Dog Owners on the Radiance. My name is Badger. I'm joined by the one and only Artorius, and hopefully we are in for a very exciting Dota series. If my throat is feeling good at the end of this, we have had a bad series. I hope to shred it tonight.
I hope so too, so you don't have to listen to you tomorrow.
Screw you too, Artorius, but it's okay. We have,
of course... Artorius, guess what I'm doing? I'm doing a fire making. I need my Phoenix pet.
You did this, by the way, but we have some friendly... Sorry. We have some friendly talking in the all chat right now. Honestly, that Portland Burnsider's correction in the all chat, you know, it was a lot of fun times. LFT Aaron, sadly, but it's relatively passive play right now. Neither team really going too far across the river. Obviously, some wards being placed here and there, but nothing too loud and crazy so far. We may see a bit of a fight at this top side river rune here. We're seeing a banner being placed by the KU man himself, but with the overall numbers from this high ground, it should be a fairly free rune for Dog Owners to grab. And KU knows it. He has the ops ward here, spotting. All the cool stuff here. T-Spheres in the high ground says, you know what? I'll go, get my block in, not die, first blood. Smart play. Boring play, but smart play.
Yeah. And don't really want to go blink either, so I'll seal it.
Unfortunately,
I'm interested to see how this top lane goes, though.
I agree. I think that'll probably be the most exciting lane, and the most influential lane in terms of the later game going on. So I'm excited to see it as well. You see Keita, he brings out the wheels of cheese. He is taunting right now. he's getting ready to go on to Miotor. But I don't think he knows where Staples is right now. He does not. Now he knows. Alright, so it's level 1 Bramblemaze on Staples. Nothing too shocking there. You see a little bit of wild stuff sometimes, but not this game. And bottom lane, I'm guessing should be a relatively static lane. Spectre farming, Marsh farming. Am I correct about that one?
Yeah, you might see the Spectre Oracle get a little bit aggressive if the Oracle is able to harass the IO down.
And vice versa, if Dire can pin down Oracle with Spear, that's their play as well, but if both teams play optimally, nothing's gonna happen. But it is lads. Nobody's optimal in lads. We're seeing the attempt on the Keita top lane, but he'll simply walk away. A bit towards Miotor. He has the K if he wants to use it, but Keita on the... Oh! He just died.
Yeah, he had 240 HP.
Huh.
Well, that was his max HP, I should say.
I had that on my screen too, and I just literally didn't recognize. Like, oh, Terrorblade's he's like full HP, right? He's fine. No, he's not. He's just dead. It's a good first blood there. I mean, we mentioned the importance of this Darkville Undying versus Terrorblade Bane lane, and so far it's going the way of Miotor and Staples. So good first blood there for Miotor.
He has now picked up a fluffy hat to bring into the lane.
Oh my, that is... I mean, he's buying a Falcon Blade, so nothing too shocking there in terms of the progression, but that's gotta be a feels bad moment, you know, just buying a fluffy hat and Terrorblade at mid 2.
So in the mid lane, Aaron kind of seems to be dominating this lane so far.
It makes sense. I mean, obviously Kobe is one of the better mid laners in lads, but Aaron is probably like what, top 2, top 3 mid lads. He's a very good player.
Although there's literally only been one deny in this lane.
Well, they're the other mid laners. They have honor. They're interested in farming, not denying.
Bottom lane.
Yeah, bottom lane they will attempt on a Shane, but the spells are on cooldown for Teddy. There will be no kill on that one. We saw, though, we mentioned potentially the link can get interesting if the Oracle either goes in or gets caught out, and he got caught out a little bit, but did not go down there in that case.
This is when this lane gets rough. Top lane. This Undying's picked up his Soul Ring now, so he can kind of just spam decays if he wants to.
That's very scary. It's a point now. There's never a point in this lane where KU wants to be here anymore, I don't think. He's basically going to leave as soon as possible. Says, you know what, I don't want to be here. I'll go to jungle. Not quite sure when that'll be just yet. Might be, say, minute 4, maybe minute 5, but we know it's coming soon. Actually, he
already has a point in conjure image as he knows he's going to go to the jungle.
He has a. I was going to say he has a save skill point as well. He doesn't necessarily know what to do with it yet. He has a. He's 1-0. He's 1-1-0 with a saved point. So maybe he's thinking, you know what, I will potentially go into the jungle with level 2 conjure image. So he's ready for that. Seeing top lane, some damage went out in Staples. Nightmare is available. He will be using it now, but Miotor has the Soul Rip, so it's no kill threat there. Meanwhile, bot lane, Shane TP's back in on the Oracle to protect Potato, but Potato is a Spectre with 11 wand charges, so he will be absolutely fine. We're seeing a classic Oracle play as well. Shane popping that Purifying Flames on the range creep to deny it, but that's, you know, standard good Oracle player. Nothing too shocking there. Keita really wants to kill Staples, it appears. He goes in once again trying to just land spells. Do whatever he can. It's not working, though, unfortunately for him. And back to mid lane again. It's still going the direction of Aaron so far. He's 27, actually now 28-3 versus Kobe's 18-4, so it's pretty good so far for the side of the DP in that lane. Do you know what direction the lane's supposed to go normally?
What in the
DP Quap.
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be DP because you can just heal all of the Shadow Strike damage off with Siphon.
That makes sense.
But now with the heal on Shadow Strike, I don't know if maxing Shadow Strike wins the Quap that lane or not. I'm unsure.
It's one of those lanes, though, where I think Kobe knows he's losing the lane. And a lot of times when you're playing a losing lane as Quap, you just max the Screaming Pain to go jungle. He's doing that already. Shane, though, is aware of that. He actually has a ward in the high ground spotting out Kobe, but... Meanwhile, during all that, we saw Keita kill Staples top lane. That's, walk in, use Brain Sap. Dark Willow dies. Did not find it worth mentioning, so I just let it happen. Just let it happen on my screen. Not bottom lane. I mean, they have to know something about mid lane, right? They have not seen Shane in the bot lane in a very, very long time, and Aaron actually pops the Exorcism, but it's a TP in from Malefic and Keita. They want to perhaps turn onto the DP. Nightmare, there's no mana actually from Keita, so now Aaron runs down Keita, takes a lot of damage in the main. Brain Sap is there, but Aaron just hits him. It's a few more hits, we'll want to find it now. He turns onto Malefic on the IO. Siphon was there onto Kobe, but it's immediately canceled by the distance being too long. Now Staples is there mid lane, Battle Maze is used, Keita is isolated. The root is there onto Kobe, but Malefic is now healing onto Keita. Staples still hits. Aaron goes in. Gripstorm comes in. Down goes Keita, dying to Aaron's right clicks on the Death Prophet. So it's overall just one kill there. They will attempt to go in again, perhaps, but seems like there will be no kill at all in that mid lane. Meanwhile, bot lane is Teddy and Potato in a duel. Both of them are quite low, but it's Potato with the stick charge, so Teddy needs to be very, very careful there.
Yeah, I've seen KTA now go to the jungle. He still doesn't have a point in meta, he still has a saved point.
That is interesting from KU. Maybe he is unsure of where the direction the game's going to go, so you know what? I need to be ready. Have that one extra point. It's not an attributes, it's just nowhere. It's just 1-3-0 in the points just there. So we can like start a betting pool of where will KU put the skill points. Maybe saying for Sunder perhaps, but he could just let's go to 6 perhaps.
Oh
Aaron and Staples arrive, but
one crit spawn just takes like half his HP.
Yeah, it's not a fun time to be KU, right? Even with a fluffy hat, it's still not a fun time.
Oh, I have a outside source telling me that the mid lane is very, very Quap favored.
Really?
Yeah, because you just drop your Q, and then if you get sucked, you just blink away.
Well then, apparently Aaron simply either played the matchup well or knew the matchup better than Kobe did, because it went slightly into the DP's favor this game. We're seeing Kobe being gone on once again, but he blinks up into that tri-camp high ground. Meanwhile, bot lane is being gone on by the arena of Teddy. Down goes Spectre in the 1v3. So 2 different 1v3s happened. Quap survived hers. Spectre did not.
Although this might be the mid tower dead here.
Yeah, Aaron just popped the Exo. We are seeing some rendezvous going on, though, from the Bane and the Quap, but Aaron is very, very strong right now. Now, in TP's Teddy on the Mars, but has no arena and is low on mana. The rebuke is there. Siphon, though, is the response, and now Aaron is still hitting that tower with the ghosts. Tower, it's low. Malefic TP's in, heals Teddy, but Dire, despite having 4, are struggling along this tower right now.
And there's now a smoke in the top lane. This Undying has KU quite low. 16 health stolen.
It's both teams making the smoke play as well. It's also Dire making a 4-man smoke going for bottom. KU TP's in. Haunt comes in, but it's not there in time. KU's now bottom, but that means also Spectre's top lane. So both teams have failed on their smoke. It is Radiant hitting the top tier 1, Dire perhaps looking at the bottom tier 1, but both teams smoke, both teams fail, and we return actually to even more equilibrium at this game.
Okay, KU had 2 skill points saved and puts them both into meta.
We found our answer. It is meta. At minute 9:30. So if you had meta at 9:30, you've won the betting pool. Over the top tower, though, unsurprisingly, it is dead. Radiant brought it down easily. Meanwhile, mid lane, though, Sonic Wave is used on Staples. Kobe is a solo kill there onto the Dark Willow. Now in comes Keita and Aaron. Aaron goes on the Kobe. Kobe is low, but has Blink available. Over to Keita. He is running in the jungle. He should be fine. Radiant do not have vision on him, so good play there by the Dire. They pick up the Dark Willow. They do not lose anybody but Radiant with that Exo in 40 may look to siege that middle tier 1 tower.
Yeah, the only problem is, that's Sonic Wave down, and here comes the cart.
Oh. And we have Meteor just tanking, like, you know what? Keep the catapult unit alive, we'll just Soul Rip, keep it alive, have it keep hitting repeatedly. Easy tower, but Dire say, you know what, we are not going to make it this easy. We have 4 here, everyone but K Arena's there, on 2 is Undying and the DP. Now in comes Io, healing once again, Root comes in from Staples, but now it's Undying, very low, is being gripped right now by Keita, but the grip is now over. Aaron turns, Keita, dead, Kobe has to blink away, and now Teddy and Malefic, tail between their legs, must let their tower die. Malefic attempts to deny, but Dire have gone for the Glyph instead. The Glyph now ends quite soon. Radiant go forward once again, going for a dive there onto Teddy. Teddy is low, being gone on by Staples and Shane. Tower now dead, died to Aaron. In Dire, their tower, it is very, very deceased.
Indeed.
We're at the point now where I feel like Dog Owners are in a very good game state. What's the plan here for No Teddy? Is it simply farm up KU, maybe go for like a relocate play here and there and just split the lanes? What's the play here for No Teddy?
You kind of just need your Mars and your Quap to follow each other around and try and get kills. They're being heavily out-farmed if you look from position to position, other than the Spectre compared to the Terrorblade, but that one doesn't matter as much when it's only a 100 gold difference.
Yeah. And the hard part is, can they simply go for those plays now, or do they need key items? We're seeing Kobe going for an Orchid, Teddy going for, what is that, Armlets? So we're not even necessarily even that close to them having their key items yet to fight still.
Yeah, it looks like Teddy bought his second Blades of Attack for his powered, and not powered, it's phase boots.
Oh, wait. Relocating on Potato by the Radiant side Tri-Camp. Here we go. It's a 4v5. One that's in Radiant's favor. They're healing up Potato. In comes the old 3-man Terra. It's fantastic. It could be a disaster. Plop. Dead. Io. Low. Io will go down. Spear comes out onto Dark Willow, but it will not matter. Down goes Teddy. The 3-man Terrorized from Staples on Dark Willow. It's Keita on the Bane. Running away, and Radiant know their target. Exo is popped. Aaron hits the Roshan. This could be a massive gain for Dog Owners.
Yeah, that's not where you want to fight without Blink on your Mars.
And unfortunately, that is exactly where they fought without Blink on their Mars. Bedlam is used, Keita on the Bane, will go down. It's still KU nearby at the high ground, but with 5 Radiant heroes being in here and only 1 Dire hero being up here, it may be a little bit harder than that. They're now TPing into the outpost. The Exo actually is ending. We're seeing a buyback from Keita on the Bane. In comes Sonic Wave. Down goes Meteor on the Undying. Curse Round is the response, but Queen of Bane is fine. So now it's a 5v4 and no Teddy's favor. Radiant run away to their own Tri-Camp, but Dire have the odds. They know where Radiant are. Now Dire enter the Roshan pit. They're at the meta on TB, KU, Teddy, Kobe. They're all hitting. They want the Roshan. Can Radiant even stop it in time? In comes the maze, but down goes Roshan. Aegis goes to Kobe on the Queen of Pain. Now grip comes out onto Aaron. It could be massive. Staples puts the Curse Crown on, but the grip is still going. Kobe wants to engage, now goes in onto Aaron. Arena comes in onto TP. The Spear is missed by Teddy. In comes Io, healing Aaron. Low, Siphon tries to heal, but it's just trying to tank through all of this. But he is! He's still alive! And Radiant, go forward! Teddy, he armlets, he's low, but Staples wants that kill. He sees the Mars in the river. Teddy runs to his own shrine area, but can he live? Spear comes out onto Dark Willow. Teddy still runs, and he will get away. So somehow, miraculously, nobody dies but Roshan, and I guess a couple supports are at the buyback, but that is a very odd fight.
Yeah, the Radiant just did not take that fast enough. They only had level 1 Exo, and nobody else could really damage Roach on their team. And with a Terrorblade, they can just easily go in and take that one. It has no health.
Well, Keita's in danger a little bit. Staples is nearby, but with Teddy and Malefic backing him up, the Bane is completely fine. We're seeing actually a Tombstone dropped. Radiant want to grab some Tri-Camp creeps. We saw, I believe, a double-stacked Hard Camp. Like, you know what? You haven't used Tombstone in a while. Let's just drop Tombstone, grab the creeps, get some gold on Meteor.
Oh yeah, now that they don't have Roshan, they don't really want to necessarily take a big team fight, knowing the other team has Aegis, so you may as well just drop this Tombstone, farm a bit, and wait out that Aegis. You saw Quap in the top lane. And to be fair, it's also space for a Spectre, right? If they want to smoke towards the Spectre, they're going to have to walk right through their triangle. because that tier 1 tower mid is still up.
Well, Dire
So they-
smoked on 2. This could be interesting. They're picking out Aaron right now. Big kill if they can get it. Though, Radiant should have some idea. Shane dropped the word. They saw 2 heroes on this warrior, so they should have some idea what's going on right now. Aaron's on the run, but in comes Dire on the way forward. Teddy, though, has no blink. Aaron walks backwards. Dire walk forwards. Dire even scanned. They know something's up. And Radiant have dodged another smoke gank by the side of no Teddy.
Bane's might find Spectre, though.
Well, Haunt comes out, and we're seeing a jump away from Potato. He's now in the top lane. Meanwhile, mid lane, they know Kobe is there relatively alone, but can they find him? Curse Ground comes on out. They want this kill. In comes the Illusion Rune to purge off that root from Kobe, so bit of a lucky 1 in 12 there on that Illusion Rune. Will get away with that one quite easily.
It would have been tough anyways. He still has an Aegis.
That's true, but you can always pop it, you know? It's Alright, we're seeing at the Radiant side Tri-Camp. Sleep coming out onto Meator, but Meator walks forward looking for Kobe. The maze comes out from Staples, hitting onto the Bane, but Bane is too far away, so for the upteenth time this game, nobody dies.
It's actually an interesting thing is you use Purifying Flames on somebody who's nightmared on your own team. It counts as magic damage and it wakes them up. I didn't know that, and I'm a fucking Bane spammer.
I didn't know it either. Well, we're seeing an arena there on the Potato. Potato has no haunt. He has relatively low mana as well. He'll attempt to survive, pops that dagger, but his life is forfeit. The kill goes to Kobe on the Queen of Pain, so that's a good gank there. They attempted to gank top lane earlier looking for Aaron, could not find it. They tried again, they found an even bigger kill, the Spectre. Meanwhile, mid lane, it's the Orchid and the Grip used on the DP. Sonicwave is dropped, DP low, DP will go down. 2 huge core kills for no Teddy. Bring down the Spectre and bring down the Quap, and now they will go for that middle tier 1 tower.
That was a huge kill on the Spectre because it delays that Ag's timing, which is a huge...
They go in again. Kobe blinks on it aggressively. The Orchid is there onto the Dark Willow. Staples in danger. Tanking Snare and Spear comes out, but it misses from long range, so Staples will survive. Question is, will the tier 1 tower survive? Dire have ignored it for now. They now hit it.
Radiant can choose to fight this, yeah, they are.
And they are choosing to. Undying is TP'd on in, has Tombstone, has spells, has not popped Tombstone, and Dire are respecting the ability for dog owners to fight. They are running on away, allowing KU on the Terrorblade to further farm. I'm a little scared, though, for Radiance. They're letting KU get a lot of money.
They are letting KU get a lot of money, but at the same time, the Spectre isn't that far off. Like, he is 2k behind, but at the same time, it's a Spectre. You know how long it takes to kill a Spectre?
A while.
Like, you have to grip Spectre. If you don't grip Spectre... There's not a good way to kill him other than a TB beating him up during the entire duration of a Mars ulti. I guess you could just sunder him if your Terrorblade's low. But like, you have this Oracle that can just sit behind the DP and can sit behind the Spectre, and it's going to be very hard to kill him. The only problem I see for the Radiant is actually finding an initiation. They don't have any instant lockdown. They kind of just have to run at you or hope that you fight into them.
And the more I think about it, they can just wait, right? They can just let Dire initiate on them. And if Dire refuse to, Radiant can say, I don't know, slow siege a tower with the Exo. That's a gameplay, right?
Well, I feel like if you just wait long enough, the Radiant scales a little bit harder with their heroes.
I think Radiant are fine taking every single fight where no Teddy initiate on them, pretty much.
Yeah, they can't initiate, so they want no Teddy to initiate on them.
So if they force no Teddy into a situation where either they initiate or they lose something, it's fine for them. Say you gotta go for Roshan or go for a tower, forced him to initiate. But now, Tombstone is dropped. Radiant want the fight in the dire side jungle. Kobe the target. Sonic Wave actually is missed. He'll blink away to safety. Meanwhile, Aaron goes on the Keita. Keita is very dead in the Bane. Back to the rest of the Radiant team. They go on into the dire side jungle, looking to get some map control by the outpost area, but Dire have fled, so it's only Bane dead. Queen of Pain gets away. The mid T1 actually dies to KU's illusions. Radiance cannot go Roshan either. It's still not alive for at least a minute, potentially up to 4 minutes. So not great there for the side of dog owners.
Yeah, they used Exo and Tombstone and only got a Bane out of it. I guess Tombstone isn't that much of a cooldown anymore.
It's 70 seconds. That's pretty long.
Before. Yeah, but by the time the Bane's up, he's going to have Tombstone up. And Sonic Wave is down, which is the bigger one. Sonic Wave and Exorcism. Sonic Wave, Exorcism, Arena of Blood are the 3 spells that matter this game.
Speaking of Arena, the man who casts it, Teddy, he actually has both an armlet and a blink now, so he is ready to go. What is our Manta Potato buying? Buying Manta Scotty. What's the best on that one?
That's kind of the build with the Ags build, isn't it?
We've seen
like Ags and Manta somebody, and then you just have a Scotty to keep them in place.
We've seen a lot of Falcon Blade Ags Orchid as well.
I don't know if... I guess Orchid would be good for like the Bane and the Io, but the Mars is going to buy a BKB. The Terrorblade already has a Manta, and he might even buy a BKB as well. The Quap's going to have a BKB.
Keita attempts on in to Spectre once again. In comes Terrorize, but it's not there in time. It's used onto the Mars, but Potato is just so low. Brainsap comes in, try to haunt and do whatever he can, but he goes down the Spectre anyways. Marina comes on in, keeping Radiant away from the ability to fight. Malefic may go down the aisle, but in comes KU. Big bad Terrorblade, the Tombstone. It's just stacking up. Spear comes out from Teddy. Teddy on the run. Teddy will attempt a TP. He will not be able to complete it. Now Keita should die as well. So initiation on Spectre, kill Spectre, but no Teddy, they lose 3.
Yeah, that's the problem, is you initiate on the Radiant, and that's exactly what they want. Sure, their Spectre dies, but in 5 more minutes, when the Spectre has another item, he doesn't die there.
A little bit scary. We're seeing Aaron and KU in a man fight. Exo is popped. In comes Aaron with the Lords. Attempting to fight. KU is low. That's Thunder on to Shane. But in comes Potato with that Shadow Step. Malefic attempts to heal, but he has no relocate. KU low. KU will go down. In comes Sonic Wave. Mail will kill Aaron with the Orchid Afterburn. Yes, it will. So both big cores go down there at the TB for a DP trade. But Dire still want to fight. It's Keita and Malefic trying to initiate. They're heading over to the Radiant side outpost area, but Radiant are on the run once again.
All of these fights are so hard to like judge who it's good for and who it's bad for, because all these big ultimates are being used and no objectives are being taken. Like, we've had how many team fights this game? And 4 towers are dead on the map. 2 apiece.
It's been a very interesting in that sense, where despite both these teams having very good tower push as well, neither team can really convert a team fight win to building hitting.
Yeah, like every single time Exorcism gets popped, it's so far away from a tower that by the time they get to one, it's not going to be good. And then every single time Meta's been popped, well, for the most part, it hasn't been near a tower.
Dog owners, they have found Malefic on their observer ward. They bring down the IO quite easily. They see Teddy as well, but Teddy with that blink dagger is in the safe spot now.
Yeah, the only problem I see right now for the Radiant is the power spike that Dire's just hit. They have their Scotty on Terrorblade, they have their BKB on Quap, and they're working on a BKB on Mars. This next fight's going to be quite hard. They're only saving Grace, because Io still doesn't have a mech. He went Holy Locket first, so he has that kind of burst of heal from Holy Locket, but that's only going to be on one target, it's not going to be on multiple, so they can kind of change their focus on who they're going on.
We're not that far from the IO mech either, so it's not like it's going to be on for that long.
Yeah, but hopefully by then, like, your Spectre has a Manta, or your Undying has that Lotus. So that will be 2 Lotus Orbs, which will be very tough for the Bane to play into. The Orchid won't matter as much, and even the Terrorblade will have to be careful about who he's Thundering.
Obviously, Sundering a Lotus Orb. No bueno. Not a fun time.
Yeah, like that's the only counter they're gonna have to it.
Here we go, the Arena onto the DP. Can they kill her? In comes False Promise, allowing her to fight for now. Siphons are popped. Exo is there. Aaron wants to turn. Can she turn? Hawk comes in, sonically it brings down Aaron. In comes Potato into the backlines, kills the IO. Terrorize comes in. Once again, they're on a cube, but KU turns. He sunders. He man fights, but the Bedlam's a lot of damage. Shane goes down. Grip comes out. Spectre is low. Spectre will die. It's a trade though for Teddy, but KU is still fighting. Miator does what he can. Fighting in the fight, but Miator on the Undying eventually may just die. Orchid comes out. KU tanks the Curse Crown, but down goes Miator. They head to Staples, the lone survivor. He will Shadowrun, but he has no TP. He has no way out of this one. He'll attempt on KU, will easily go down to Kobe's right clicks. It is a full 5-man wipe for No Teddy.
Yeah, the Eye of Scotty was crucial in keeping the DP low enough to the point that they could kill her. Out of that Oracle ulti. And then on the other part of it, the Undying wasn't there, so that extra bit of heal didn't come into play. They got engaged on like they wanted, but they just weren't there in time.
That's not how they wanted then if they didn't have all their heroes. I mean, ideally, fight the 5v5, but No Teddy, I think, started as a 4v2. Honestly, that's how the fight started. Like they chose that fight very wisely.
Yeah, it was a 4v2, and the last one to show up was the Undying. And that's kind of the one you want in the front. You want him as one of the first 2 into the fight. You either want DP, Spectre, or Undying first, and if Undying isn't first, you want him second. And I think he was just the last one to TP, so his TP was the longest.
He just goes to KU on the Terrorblade. Aghanim Shard went to Kobe on the Queen of Pain. We're at the point now where it's suddenly No Teddy in the driver's seat for now. Speaking of Teddy, he wanted to find Aaron in the bottom lane, had the Arcane Rune and the Arena, but was a little bit short. DP is a little bit too fast, gets away from that one. We're at the point now where it may just be time at long last for No Teddy to hit some buildings. Just say bottom tier 2, might not be long for life.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised that nobody on the Radiant has a shard.
I agree.
Those shards are pretty good.
I mean, Willow Shard's good. Undying Shard is pretty good. DP Shard. I think this game DP Shard's pretty good.
Yeah, in fact, nobody's bought a shard. The only one who has a shard is Quap, and she got it from Roche. Like, everybody's shard in this game is pretty good for the most part.
She got the handout, from Rochelle.
28 minutes, just nobody has a shard.
You don't see it all often. Bot T2, unsurprisingly, is dead. Radiant do not want to fight into a TB with Aegis. Dire parlay that one into a Radiant side outpost take. No shockers on that one as well. Question now at this point is T2 dead. Outpost taken. What's the play for No Teddy now?
I think either you spend this Aegis to keep map control and maybe take this mid-tier 2 tower, or you go and take the top 2 towers so that the Radiant can't contest the next Roche very easily.
Well, mid lane, Undying, he's there, but that might just be an oxymoron. In this case, he is in the 1v5. He will go down. Miator in the grave now for 64 seconds. And, well, it may just be time for No Teddy to grab that middle tier 2, as you mentioned.
Well, they might also find the Spectre, if Spectre isn't too careful.
She was careful enough. I wouldn't call her too careful, but careful enough. That is the way there from Kobe. Well, Curse Crown is used, but that is not going to do too much right now. We'll do a little bit of stunning, but KU on the main Terrorblade simply hits that Tier 2 tower still. Tier 2 mid, now dead, so now it's a lot of map control in this area of the map. For the side of No Teddy, both mid T2, bot T2, and the extra outpost have been taken. Potato went in there briefly, didn't he? For a brief seconds.
The Knight read the illusion, he just swapped with it and swapped back. And it's just a bit of a meme.
Yeah, that's gotta be like the high risk, low reward play on that one. If they knew he was gonna do that, he'd be dead right now. Obviously, you cannot predict that play to happen. There's no way you predict Spectre to be that callous towards their own life. Smoke, though, into grip perhaps. They saw Meteor, caked up, pump faked the Nightmare, was not completed. Undying walks away, Smoke appears to be wasted, so now it's potentially time for Dire to set up for the top towers, but the Aegis timer, it is 1 minute remaining. There's not too much time left. But Dire are still in the Radiant side track camp. They blink on in, looking for Meteor. Spear is there once again. In comes Spectre in the DP, looking to fight Undying so low. Drops the Tombstone, tries to man fight, and she's still alive. Now False Promise keeps him alive. Aaron goes in with the Exo, looking for huge kills. KU, Sonic comes in, hitting on the 2. Bane, dead. Aaron doing so much damage. Io low. Io will go down as well. And now Aaron turns to Teddy. Teddy is low. Teddy goes down. KU has Aegis, has Satanic, has Manta, but can he fight the 5v2? Manta popped. Staples dead. But KU, can he do the damage? Aaron on the run. Meanwhile, it's Kobe fighting with the Undying. Meteor low, but he has so much base HP. Sorip, Decay, both popped. In comes Potato, returning to the fight. As does Staples with the buyback. Kobe blinks away. Can the Radiant chase? Dagger, it slows. Silence is there in time. And now, Kobe on Queen of Pain will go down. It is not a full 5-man wipe, but it is a massive team fight win for the side of dog owners.
Yeah, Agent 6 is expired too. That's exactly what they needed to do. Like, Terrorblade has a Satanic, he has Sunder, you're not killing him. He also had Aegis. They quite literally just ignored him. They ran right by him and killed everybody else. And unfortunately for the Bane, he was getting run down by a Lotus Orb DP and then Alta the Spectre illusion. Then the fight just kind of got split up. You don't kill that Undying in that first go, and he gets all of his spells off, and then he's still alive. Oh, Io?
Yeah, Verdoki comes on, and it's a Blink Arena there onto Meteor. Spear missed, but it will not matter. Undying is dead. KU scouted out the Invis Rune, and now it's dog owners once again on the run. Staples should be fine. Keyword is should, but he appears to be safe.
I actually see DP is halfway down the heart.
That is a lot of HP. That is a lot of HP. Actually, is a little bit scary for the Dire in terms of killing her. Have to be a lot of the damage from the Quap and the Terrorblade to kill her at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen it happen, but that is easier said than done.
Yeah, also with these engagements, you see Radiant starting to come back a little bit. There was the 2 big engagements where Dire just straight up won them. And the Spectre and the DP kind of just fell behind with their leads. And then you see TB becomes this unkillable god. And then you're like, we no longer have the net worth lead. However, with that last fight, they're starting to get closer to their items again and closing that gap a little bit.
It seems
so the fights should be a little bit more even.
Even though they're down in net worth, they have the will to fight. They still want to fight. KU, though, leads the way once again, going to Meteor. Tombstone is dropped onto that high ground, but unsurprisingly, KU runs away. They're fine with the disengage, but that does mean it is Spectre farming up the bottom lane perfectly fine for now.
Yeah, it was a good play to force out the Tombstone, but all that did was give Spectre space, like you said. the Spectre just got to freely farm bottom lane while he knew there was 4 heroes running at his Undying.
It seems like even No Teddy recognized that, looked to smoke down bottom lane, trying to catch Potato farming in the Radiant side jungle, but Potato on the Spectre simply TPs away to his tri-camp, knowing, hey, No Teddy, they've left it. It's finally safe again. I can farm my happy place. And Dire even knew if they have the ward. They're well aware of where Spectre is. Known their gank has failed, but, well, what can you do?
Win that ball, win that ball.
Well,
I had to say it. I had to say it at some point, and I just haven't found a good spot yet.
You chose to. Top lane, Meteor gets going on, but he's completely fine. Over to the tri-camp. Keita goes down, but Dire are looking to fight. Relocate is available for Malphite. Malphite goes down. In comes Terrorize. They're on to KU. It's KU alone for now. In comes Teddy the Arena. Klopp is engaged as well. Shane dead. Dire look to fight. Soundwave comes in, hitting on, I believe, 2, and now Dire on the run. Aaron with the Exo still is standing strong. But Dire have gotten away on all 3 cores. Overall, a relatively even fight there. Support's going down on both sides.
Yeah, you get into this crazy scenario where you're like, oh, it's KU Terrorblade, look at all his items, he's unkillable. And you realize, wait, he can't kill anybody either.
It's wild.
Yeah, like, he picks up the Silver's Edge, he realizes he needs this damage, and somehow he needs to kill Spectre. But he's now going for a BKB. So he's just going to become more unkillable, but at the end of the day, I don't know how he's going to possibly bring down this DP. This DP actually just sat there and tanked his damage for a solid 7 seconds, and it looked like she lost a quarter of her HP.
This is perhaps why she has that Heart of Tarask. It's so much liability. Teddy's being gone on, meanwhile. Relocate comes in looking to save Teddy. Spear comes back, bringing Spectre away, but Dire having difficulty pinning down the Spectre. Now Radiant fight at their own tri-camp. Tombstone is now Dire will run away from the tri-camp. In the very end, spells used, nobody dies.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate now for Keita, because look at Bane bottom lane. He was setting up for a kill with Grip, with Relocate, but the problem is, Relocate, it's on cooldown.
Yeah. This is kind of the problem that I saw a little bit with Dire's draft. Although they are going for Roche right now, it doesn't look like Radiant no. Is, you get to the point where this DP and this Undying don't care about anybody on the map other than Fiend's Grip and Terrorblade. They just can't die to anyone.
And luckily they have tools for the Fiend's Grip as well, so it's not that big of a deal this game. It's now Roshan number 3, all 3 going to KU, Aegis to Terrorblade, Aghanims goes to Terrorblade as well, Cheese going to the IO, so now KU will probably be at his strongest very soon, perhaps with that BKB pickup, because he is Aegis, has that Aghanims, he's a very, very strong man, and they will attempt to go into Potato. Potato is now gripped by the Bane. KU has broken the Spectre. In comes Teddy as well with the Arena and the Spear. Potato will go down. Very good jump there for the side of No Teddy. They found the right target to isolate, though Spectre does have buyback.
That's still huge if they force it, though, because that slows down the Scotty even more.
Absolutely. In comes the meta. Now, Aaron's on the run, trying to fight. In comes DP, taking so much damage. Shane has to use False Promise. That means it's another tool down. Oracle goes down as well. KU still fights. He pops Satanic. He's doing so much damage. Aaron will go down. DP has no buyback. And now KU pops Manta once again, continues the fight. In comes Kobe. Blinking on in, looking for Staples. Staples still alive, but Dire return to the buildings. Tier 3 dead. Melee's not long behind them. And at long last, at minute 39, No Teddy has broken up in the game. In comes Quap, blinking on in aggressively. Orchids out of the Staples, kills the Dark Willow, and now Dire, having grabbed the mid-racks, head bottom. They have another set of barracks to grab. Keita makes space, buys time. He is harassing the Undying. The buildings, they can't survive. Spear comes into Meteor, but KU focuses on the prize. Melee's dead. Ranger Axe will join them. In comes Undying, trying to fight, but it is futile for now. It is 2 full sets of barracks.
I feel like that was super greedy, Spectre not buying back, and then them trying to fight 4v5. Because like you said, the DP did not buy back. She just goes down, and then it's like, okay, well now Spectre definitely isn't going to buy back because he's missing his DP.
It's just an unfortunate way to do that.
It just drastically increased the net worth lead as well.
Yeah, if we pull up on our good old graph, that is a monumental spike. I mean, we're seeing somewhere in the realm. It's not too bad. 10,000 net worth here and there. Yeah, it's like a 68% Dota Plus chance to win. Suddenly, it's now 30k net worth lead, 3% chance to win. It's looking a lot rougher.
Yeah,
the kid comes in mid lane though, once again looking for Spectre. Arena is there. In comes the Terror Wave from KU. Potato will go down. They grip as well onto Meator, Undying. Joins him in the grave, and in comes Kobe looking for more. Finds Aaron with the dagger. BKB popped. Shane, the target. Shane, low. Shane, dead. No buyback. Haunt comes out. This could be the all-in fight for dog owners, but can they win it? KU fights once again. Still Edith. Sonic comes in, hitting out the 3. Terrorize comes out. It brings no Teddy back, but Dire. They still can fight. KU has Aegis, has Thunder, pops Thunder onto Meator. KU, though, may lose life number 1. He's trying to do this thing else. Aaron going at Teddy. Teddy low. KU loses Aegis. In comes Kobe looking for Meator. Teddy dead. Dark Willow the target, but Kobe has to blink away once again. Staples goes down to the Orchid, I believe. Now Aaron is on the backlines looking for a Malefic. The fear comes out, but Aaron is isolated completely. And now Aaron pops Crypt Swarms, tries to out, but Io still alive. Now in comes Kobe, pincering onto the Undying. Radiant, focus Bane. Undying though is dead. Bane is invis. Dust comes out, but it may be too late. Bane pops the cheese thanks to Malefic. It's a disaster for the Radiant. Aaron low, Aaron dead, has buyback, but Spectre has been speared, has been caught, will go down. It's a full 5-man wipe, and it will be GG.
Yeah, I think that the Spectre just got cut out like 3 times there, and his net worth just hadn't moved in about the past 7 or 8 minutes, and the Terror Blade just skyrocketed.
That's bad.
Yeah, and the fight just the game just looks completely different. Like 7-8 minutes ago, it looked relatively even. It looked like, oh, the fight could go either way. They were going either way. And then you just have one fight where Spectre gets caught out. They then run down the mid lane. Radiant must have thought, like, oh, there's no arena. There's no grip. We can just fight 4v5. Spectre doesn't need to use buyback. And then they lose DP, who doesn't have buyback. And then it's like, okay, well, now we're down 2 sets of racks and an additional 20k net worth. And at that point, the game's just over.
The question becomes, how can you fight? And eventually the answer becomes, you don't. You just lose the Dota game. And we reached that point at the very end of the game. And dog owners, there were things to believe in. There was some hope there briefly, but the execution in the backstretch was not where they wanted to be. For going into game 2, the number one thing you have to focus on if you're dog owners is mid to late game positioning and execution, right?
I think if they didn't have the the Dark Willow, and they had some form of initiation or instant lockdown, I think that game's a little bit easier for them to execute. They kind of had to wait for Dire to initiate on them. They didn't have a way of like locking anybody down. They didn't have a way to just start a fight. They just had to run in or be initiated on.
Which is fine, perhaps, when you're playing an even net worth game, but when you're down by 10k, down by 15k, down, God forbid, by 30k, suddenly being initiated on, a lot less viable of a strategy.
Yeah, I think one of the powers of this Ag Spectre is you have like 1 or 2 heroes just run on the other side of the map, find an enemy hero and stun them, and Spectre just comes in and fights. Like, that's the whole point of Haunt, but you don't want to use Haunt for just a pick-off, you want to use it for a team fight. So then you pick up this Ags, and you're able to do that. But the problem is you don't have anybody on your team that does that. You have this Undying who wants to just team fight. You will have this DP who wants to team fight or run down a lane. And you have the Willow who wants to team fight, and you have an Oracle who wants to team fight, or sit behind his carry and make sure he doesn't get gone on. But at the end of the day, you don't have anything to utilize the Spectre's ags, and after like the game was quite even during all of the team fights because they were that team fight lineup. And then the moment this Bane started running around by himself and this IO Mars was able to relocate on people and the Quat being nearby with a blink, you just started getting these pickoffs and you just saw dog owners being unable to react to that. Because the only one on their team with mobility is Spectre, but if Spectre's the one being caught under a ward, then you don't have anything to back him up.
I feel like it's a very just methodical game from No Teddy where they got into a relatively slow-paced game. Wasn't that necessarily much crazy 5-on-5 team fighting. It's mostly just kind of like pot shots being taken, if we're going to use a military analogy. And that sort of game feels very good for No Teddy. They're very used to playing the timing windows, playing the late game, and if your dog owners, is that something you keep in mind going into, say, either the draft or even this the game of next game?
Well, I feel like most players and most teams are able to play a game and then figure out what their main issue was. They might not be able to figure out all of them, but they should be able to figure out their main issue. And I feel like they should be able to recognize that their main issue that game was lack of initiation or instant disable. Like, you need one of them, right? Typically, instant disable is initiation. So, if you just pick one hero with that, just change out one of your heroes and pick one hero with that, I think that game's a lot different. They had a good draft in theory, I just think they needed that one thing to be able to execute it. Like, you can sit here and say, like, oh, well, you can pick up, like, a Willow Yules, and then you can stun someone and Yules them, but that's 4 seconds for the enemy to TP in and fight. And when you have that IO, that's enough time for him to relocate in, or relocate that person out. So, you can't rely on that. You can get a sheep stick, but that's a lot of money. So, I feel like they had the right idea. They could have got items to fix their problem, but it's hard when you're even in net worth. So I feel like if they fixed that one problem, then that game could have gone differently. It could have still ended up the same result. Note that he played their draft quite well. But yeah, I guess that's it. I guess the other thing they could have done is maybe been a little bit more aggressive early on. Use that Spectre Hunt, use that DP plus Undying to run down the lanes. But it just felt like they had such a hard time taking that mid tower, even when Mars and Quap had no ultis up. They just weren't able to completely ever commit on them and take that tower.
We're at the point where we're just waiting on people to be done with going to the bathroom, it appears. It's not sure who is missing right now. I guess it's KU probably is missing, so we're just waiting on everyone to be ready to go. The lobby is set to go and both teams are ready, but well, right now we're waiting on teams to be ready.
Be or not to be?
Apparently it's simply B. Though for the current state it is not to be. They're currently just lobby, which is definitely not to be.
It's just every single time we say the word B, it speeds up.
That's a throwback right now. That's like 5 years ago, man.
That's more than 5 years ago.
Is it more than that, man?
There's no way the B movie came out only 5 years ago, right?
No. I mean the meme where, like, you remember that meme on YouTube a while back where it's basically it's X, but every time Y happens, something Z happens. Like, say the B movie. Every time somebody says B, it speeds up by 10%, like type thing. Remember that?
But yeah, that's what I was referencing.
Well, the B movie was not five. That meme was like 5 years ago, right?
I have no clue. I'm not a memeologist. Meme historian.
You should be.
I don't want to be.
I wanted to make you.
My head is already full of useless information.
Why not add more?
I mean, I have the useless information of, like, your name, your real name, where you live, The fact that you eat fake maple syrup, that's all useless information I can get out of my
It is
head.
not maple. It is real maple syrup, brother. It's from Vermont, with the best syrup on. Go fuck yourself. Stupid leaf.
Bad is bad. It's in your name, bad.
I take pride in eating real syrup. Not fake syrup, not Aunt Jemima, Mrs. Butterworth, none of that stuff. No, it's...
You wanna know how stupid Americans are? They never thought, hey, let's put maple syrup on our fried dough. Fucking idiots.
I hate you.
Imagine not even thinking like, oh, we could put jam on this, or peanut butter, or chocolate, or caramel sauce. No, we just put powdered sugar. That's it.
Powdered sugar is it is delicious, my dude.
Yeah, that's an option up here too, but we have the 10,000 other options as well. Do you have deep fried Mars bars?
Probably like the Midwest they do.
I've lost all faith in your country.
Well, at least okay.
Hey, vinegar. You ever heard of vinegar? Try putting it on your fucking fries.
I've heard of vinegar. We are well aware of vinegar. You absolutely have you considered something called freedom?
Dude, I literally drove 5 minutes across the border, went to McDonald's, and I was like, "Where's the vinegar?" And they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Do you have any vinegar?" They're like, "Yeah, we use it to clean our tables." I'm like, "Why don't you put it on your fucking fries?"
Well, that's called McDonald's has very standardized menus. You see.
No, but the person had never heard of... But literally 5 minutes back across the border, McDonald's has vinegar for their fries.
5 minutes across the border is literally Detroit. What do you expect?
Dude, I live an hour and a half away from Detroit. What do you mean? Yes. Windsor's across from Detroit. I'm not across from Detroit. I don't live in the asshole of Canada.
What is across from me? Oh, I see the problem. You're there, and you're at the other crossing. Okay, yeah. Never mind.
Oh, the Blue Water Bridge.
I've mixed up the crossing from Detroit to Windsor with the much larger crossing north of that, and then when he goes through.
So I live in Sarnia, right? And and the Blue Water Bridge and the crossing is technically in a tiny little town called what's it? Oh my god, what is it? I can't even remember what it's called. Point Edward. And so Sarnia somehow made it onto the fucking Monopoly board, the Canadian Monopoly board. And the picture that they used for it is the Blue Water Bridge, and it fucking triggers everyone in Point Edward. That's hilarious.
Simply too base, my friend. That's a... Okay, you mentioned how I filled your head with useless information. You've definitely filled mine with useless information. The board of Canadian Monopoly! Yes! Canadian Monopoly edition. Very useful information. Thank you, Artorius.
Dude, we aren't even in like the first street. Well, we're in the first street. Are we in the? I think we're in the blue. The blue section.
The light blue on the first.
Yeah, we're not in the shitty two section. We're in the 3 section of that street. How did we make it past that? We're a town of 70,000 people. And we somehow made it on the Monopoly board. Who the fuck voted for us?
Did you even vote for that? I think.
Yeah. So like people had to like go online and you could vote for the town. I think it became like a meme that everyone started voting for Sarnia because it was winning.
There's no way Sarnia is meme worthy, right? There's no way.
I mean, we're full of crackheads and chemicals.
Exactly. Why would it be a meme? It's just sad.
There's literally mercury in our water. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm aware.
You're only legally allowed to eat like so much fish per year out of the lake, or you'll just fucking die.
That's it's never a good sign. If you eat too much fish, you will die.
Yeah, if you eat too much fish out of our lake, you'll actually just die. I mean, it's Lake Huron, so we're not the only people with that problem, but... Yeah, you're only supposed to eat, like, so much local fish.
I've pressed the blue button. I can finally go to the bathroom.
Alright, I'm gonna get your stream banned while you're gone. I have an Adolf Hitler reference.
Oh my god, you absolute half-wit, leaf idiot. Please do not ban my stream. I'll be right back.
Oh, it's too easy. Alright. Get the Magnus ban again.
Radiant team ban.
I believe Tide was also banned last game. Is Sand King gonna get banned? What's Teddy gonna do? Apparently play Mars the owned.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
You know, I'd be kind of upset if the bounty on my head was only $100,000. Just saying. I feel like I've said enough shit that it's at least 200,000. Brewmaster banned out again. I don't know if I think Elder Titan was banned out last game. I don't remember if it was first phase or not. I have like no idea what I'm supposed to say in like the opening banning phase. That's why I say stupid shit. I think last game I mentioned ISIS somehow. I don't know. I somehow got into like ISIS fighting another terrorist organization. I got off on a sidetrack. It was fantastic. I also had somebody message me and say, "Are you okay? Why are you still talking to yourself?" I just say the stuff that normally you would only think to yourself in your head, and I just say it out loud like a fucking idiot. Alright, so they picked the Teddy Mars again. Mars seems like probably the best offlaner right now. You can pair it with so many pause 4s too. It's ridiculous.
10 seconds remaining.
That armlet build, it does so much damage and you just actually scale into the game. Problem is if you get just absolutely shit on, you can't go armlet, you just need to rush a blink and you just literally become a spear. Dog owners pick the Undying first again. We'll see if they put it 5 or if they keep it on that pause 3 roll like they did last game. If they keep it on the pause 3 roll, they need to pick a stun this time.
5 seconds remaining.
My dog just walked into my room. She's carrying a stuffed animal. It's a sloth. She ripped its eyes out, and it is the creepiest fucking thing I've ever seen. It's holding a heart that says love. But it's just so creepy. Alright, so this time we see dog owners pick up the Bane. That is lockdown. It is lockdown.
Alright, I am back.
Badger, I didn't mention Adolf Hitler once.
You mentioned them twice already, but not important. If there's a little bit of frame loss later, I apologize. It shouldn't be too bad. Maybe like 1,000 frames total missed over the next hour, but I aim for perfection here, so I apologize in advance.
You're fired.
Fire from my own stream.
I hit level 68 woodcutting, Badger.
Well, congratulations.
Just AFKing the whole time like an idiot.
That's unfortunate. Like, but normally when I work BTS, I can just do that because, you know, it's... I'm kind of like chilling around, I can do stuff like that, but when I'm... both my CPU and my brain can't handle that when I'm casting, so... What can you do?
Oh, Badger, you want to know the Adolf Hitler reference? You know how everyone does like 07 for a soldier saluting? I hope that they never accidentally somehow press backslash instead of 7.
Oh no. Oh no.
I don't know how you would fuck that up because it's like halfway across the keyboard, but it'd be kind of funny if somebody somehow fucked that up.
Has USS Guam done it yet?
No, he has a speech impediment, not a pressing a key impediment. He does have a typing impediment, but that's just because how he thinks.
I mean, if he hasn't done it, I'm sure nobody will do it, right?
Dire team ban.
I don't know.
Alright, I'm trying to get some energy back in my body. Getting ready for game number 2, you know?
I'm gonna suck the life out of you. You ready?
How?
What if I told you you're never gonna get the Phoenix pet?
Nobody knows the reference but me, but it makes me very sad.
I mean, if Dennis or like Birdman are watching, they know. I don't know if they are watching or not. Wait, I can look at the user list.
It's not important though. Looking at the actual draft at hand, I'm guessing you talked about none of it, so.
Damn, no scapers.
We
No,
have,
I talked a little bit about it.
Oh, you did? So you discussed these first phase of picks here?
Yeah, I kind of ignored the bans, but I ignored the IO. I haven't said anything about the IO, but I said that last game, and everybody kind of saw it last game.
Remaining.
On how that's just a really good combo.
Nobody cares Io anyways. I think everyone and their mother knows Io's at this point. He is the companion cube. He's very good at playing with the teammates. You don't play a one-man style when you play Io, you play the two-man style, so I think everybody knows at this point. I mean, I shouldn't say everybody. Anybody who knows a bit about Dota knows what Io does.
Well, that's some lockdown.
Yeah, I mean, between the slows of Undying, obviously the spells on Bane, and the spells on Kunkka, you have a lot of crowd control options here on the side of dog owners.
10 seconds.
That's also catch.
X-Mark as well is good into IO, so it's a pretty good Kunkka game.
I mean, there's 3 picks to counter it, though, which is a little bit down bad.
The thing is, maybe they're concerned that by 18 pick, either Teddy will grab it, or it will be not ideal to pick at this point. Maybe they want to hold one of their later picks for 18 here to decide. I'm not sure.
Well, I think they just wanted to keep the Undying as a flex. That's why they picked their mid right now. Then they wanted to 24 pick their carry, probably.
We have Doss saying hi. You want to say hi to your former Eternal Kings teammate from Season 4, Doss?
Hello.
You're like you know, I mean, it's like that, like 6-year-old kid who goes to a family gathering. It's like, hey, say hi to your Aunt Evelyn. It's like, hi. I gotta treat Dots better than that. Man, Dots needs to pick me up. Dots needs to pick me up, Burke. What have you done?
Jorik typed the O/ in chat. He's gonna get banned by Twitch.
If this were the BTS chat, I'd probably delete it, but it's my chat. What can you do?
Badger just be accidentally banning people in BTS chat.
If I accidentally ban them, I unban them immediately. If you're still banned, it was intentional, or the Autobot, or someone else.
If you want some epic casting, DOS, you should go to twitch.tv/mathmagician10. He is casting Beyond the Summit and is a much better caster than Badger.
Are you actually shilling someone else's stream during my cast?
Dude, I've done that so many times.
Yeah, usually it's like, oh, go sub to twitch.tv/USS Guampier Prime subs. By the way, thank you to Bull Jackson Killer Cardi for the subs, I appreciate it, but it's like, come on now, you're literally on the broadcast. You can just advertise someone else's stream on my... I mean, you're allowed to, I'm not gonna kick you off, but come on, bro.
DOS, don't go to Beyond the Summit. Kmart's casting, and he has no emotions, less than me,
I want you to
and he has an extremely punchable face.
I want you to leave my coworker Kmart alone, sir. Your bullying is not acceptable in the public limelight.
Yes, that is what you're going to say when you're on stream about Kmart. Smile.
So I want you to not make fun of my coworkers on stream right now, Bert. This is not okay. I do not appreciate it.
You said I could be an idiot, just not a degenerate. I think I've crossed that line a while ago.
I said you could be a clown and not an idiot. And you've gone past clown, past idiot, to the degenerate point. You are...
Yeah.
You're terrible. We have Pixel, we have Disruptor and Void Spirit. Any thoughts on that?
I'd like to point out that Kunkka is good into Void Spirits in lane. Obviously, Void Spirit can dodge X-Mark. But I don't understand the Disruptor relatively. Kind of, I do. It's a lane dominator, which is good.
Team ban.
But into these heroes, you just okay. I'm surprised they picked the Lifestealer because
As
there's
am
still a
I.
scary pick for no Teddy. But like, if you try and glimpse someone to like initiate a fight, which I guess you don't need to initiate a fight, you have a Void Spirit and a Mars. But like, Bane can dodge glimpse, and Kunkka can just X mark his teammate back. So it's a
Maybe it's
little
one
bit
of those
rough.
things where they don't expect no Teddy to pick a Razor. They can say ban out Terrorblade and other carries that are good into Lifestealer, and then just hope that they don't pick Razor because K doesn't really play Razor for this team. So
Do they ban the Terrorblade into
Yeah,
Bane
sure.
Kunkka?
without a doubt, Lifestealer cannot kill Terrorblade to save his life.
But Kunkka can. I'm assuming Kunkka's going the physical build and not the Ags build this game.
You never know. Sometimes
10 seconds remaining.
I might water. I'll be right back.
Yikes, just leaving me alone twice. What am I gonna
So
say this
I
time?
have a feeling. It's just like 8 heroes in the screen. I feel like I need this water. I'll be right back.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
Alright, Das, you're not gonna hear this for 2 minutes, but you know 07 is a soldier saluting? I made a joke about what happens if someone does O backslash. It would be the, not a very nice salute. Eternal Kinks, yes. See, Badger really likes, CBT. I can't say that out loud or his stream would get banned. Because if I use the short form, you could just plea unknown to what it means in the bad context and just say that, yes, I meant cold brews tonight. That's an awful one to pick, but I did. They do pick the Razor for the Lifestealer. The only problem I see with picking the Razor for the Lifestealer is there's a Bane! Obviously, you can glimpse the Bane, spear the Bane, silence the Bane with Void Spirit Eggs, or remnant him, but those are your only cancels. So if he has a Glimmer Cape, or like an Ags, if he has an Ags, you're fucked.
It's one of those things where I feel like
you
they
have to silence all three with Void Spirit Ags. That's the only way to cancel it if this Bane gets an Ags.
they had to make the same gamble that I did, right? It's like, alright, K's not gonna play Razor, right? There's no way. But lo and behold,
if you do pick Razor, which they did, there's Bane Grip. That's like the ultimate counter to a BKB Razor running extra Lifestealer.
that is true. The reason why I needed water, by the way, is that I felt the water bottle. It felt heavy, right? But then I realized it's all ice.
Just sit on it.
I feel like the people would notice if I was sitting on ice.
You don't have your webcam on. Skywrath Mage Poggies!
This is like literally the Artorius draft. Bane, Kunkka, Skyrath on dying. Even when you play carry, you play like Jugger Lifestealer. So it's just...
He probably needs an Atos this game. I hate Atos, but he just has no stuns to ult. So.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a mid Razor. KU's playing Void Spirits. Interesting.
Yeah, I do not like this at all. I'm sure it's winnable, but I think this is a little bit too adventurous from No Teddy.
Talk about adventurous. I said you're into CBT earlier when you were getting water.
You did what?
That is unironic. I actually did.
I don't, by the way. I don't appreciate CBT.
No, I said it was cold brews tonight.
Oh, yeah. I could use a cold brew right now. I didn't...
No, I said that's what I'm gonna say if they try and ban you from Twitch. I'd be like, oh no, I didn't mean that dirty kink. I meant cold brews tonight. Smile.
I'm not popular enough, and I don't use enough face cam to get away with that. You know that, right?
Yeah, if you used Facecam, they would definitely think you're into CBT.
Okay, if you If you are just joining us, welcome to game number 2 of No Teddy, who won game 1 on the Radiance, and dog owners on the Dire. It is back against the wall for dog owners. If they lose this game, their season will be over. They will be out of the League of Legends Season 8 playoffs. My name is Badger. I am joined by the one and only Artorius, and hopefully we are in for a very good Dota game.
I love how you tried to just change the subject, make it all serious, and then a game got paused.
Yeah, it really messed my momentum there.
Yeah. I love it.
Ideally, you do that after a pause, because you have to assume people's brains are going to turn off during a pause, because especially at this stage of the game when nothing's happening, so...
Ron.
Ron.
Too bad there's no Balakes or Jake Quellens.
That's a good reference. You reference games on point tonight, Park.
If one of y'all says some silly ass name, gives you the principal Oshak Hennessy. Hot sauce? Wait, we're talking about hot sauce now?
Yeah, we're talking about hot sauce in the all chat.
I fucking love hot sauce. Frank's Red Hot, I put that shit on everything. That's not just a commercial saying, I actually do put that shit on everything.
I was gonna say...
If you have Frank's Red Hot sauce in your house, and you have mashed potatoes, but no gravy, you should put it on the mashed potatoes. It's also really good on scalloped potatoes and stuffing. So if you have any...
you for this, or do you care that
for
Frank's Red Hot
that's
sauce?
actually what I do. So for all you idiot Americans out there who are having Thanksgiving this late into the year for some ungodly reason, when you have leftovers from Thanksgiving,
Dirty leaf.
put Frank's Red Hot on that shit.
I see.
Delicious.
Okay. Who? Okay. You think about it, right? There's how many millions to celebrate Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving, and how many celebrate it in early October?
Well, if you want to count human lives, there's more who celebrated earlier. Actual human beings and not Florida men.
When you realize that there's only like 20 million Floridians in this country, there's still like another 320 million non-Floridians.
Yeah, but there's 340 Americans. So.
It's 340 million Americans versus only 35 million Canadians. I think the 340 million are correct, sir.
There's more people in Canada. So.
What does it even mean? What do you mean by more people in Canada?
I think you know what I mean.
You guys ain't shit. Oh, we're Canada. We're so cool. When's the last time you won a Stanley Cup? 27 years. You got nothing.
All right, Badger. How many Canadian players compared to American players in the NHL?
1/4 of
Let's look at the amount of NHL players compared to population of your country.
1/4 of the NHL is Canadian teams. 1/4. So you'd figure, on average, one out of every 4 years, a Canadian team would win the Stanley Cup, correct? It's been 27 years. You know the odds that a Canadian team would go dry for that long? It's like 1 in a billion!
Hey, Badger. So, there's more Canadians in the league, but there's more Americans watching the sport. Which means you have a bunch of fucking wannabes in your country.
No. You guys are wannabe winners. Hey, when's the last time when the 1984 Canadians won? You ain't shit.
How many Canadians are in Tampa Bay Lightning? Over half per team.
I didn't know Tampa Bay was based out of Canada. They're not.
Baseball, dude. Tampa Bay had no audience for the longest fucking time, so there'd be a whole bunch of Maple Leaf fans that would take a flight to Tampa Bay, buy a ticket for $7 to watch their hockey game, get a free hot dog with that $7, stay the weekend, and then fly back, and it'd be cheaper to go into a Maple Leafs game.
You could probably do that now if you want to go to Arizona instead, but obviously going to Phoenix is not as fun as going to Tampa Bay.
But why would you want to go watch Jacob Chikrin? That man almost killed me in woodshop class.
The reference game. You were ready for that one. But I'm sure the Panthers tickets are pretty cheap too. I mean, it's the Panthers.
If you ever go to watch a Arizona Coyotes game, you better hope there's no chop saws around.
You do realize that the Coyotes are on pace for a historically bad season, right?
They've always been shit. What do you mean?
I mean,
They got rid of. They are their only good player in like Ty Domi.
Dude, they are
Not Ty Domi,
literally-
sorry, Max Domi.
Dude, they are on pace to break the Capitals' record for worst record of all time. They're that bad.
Hey Badger, have you started the timer? Are you going to a rule book as an admin?
I'm not. Dude, my job is not. I'm here to cast, man. I have to admin like 6 days a week. I don't want to do it tonight, man. I don't want to admin. I have to admin like 7 to 9 hours a day, 6 days a week. I'm not adminning for shit. I'm not doing shit for admin work tonight, dude.
I'm in the waiting room of Guam kicking me from the admin team. He's just still hasn't done it yet.
Those confidential. Still waiting, aren't we? How long have you been paused for, anyways? I'm actually genuinely curious.
I don't know, it's been a while. I've just been chopping down yew trees, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh yeah, you and your 120 U-logs per hour. Very cool.
Actually, it was 200.
Not bad, actually. Not bad.
I mean, I'm just gonna use them for birdhouses or flashing. So. And now we've gone off topic again! I'm amazing.
It's one of those things where...
Fucking up your guess.
What else? Usually, if you pause the Dota game, right? Let's say you pause randomly, minute, I don't know, 34, right? There's a lot of stuff to discuss implication-wise 34. What can they do? What's going on? What has gone wrong? What has gone right? What happened in the past? What happened in the future? What cosmetics do we have? What wars are placed? We don't have any of that. Teams! Dire team! 5 men! Fountain. Radiant team. 4 men. Fountain. Kobe, the 1 man. Oh! We did it! But he's a stone throw from Fountain. So, really, we're not that able to say things, right? Because, like... There's very little ability to articulate ourselves on nothing, and luckily, our nothing has turned into something. If you are just joining us, welcome to game number 2 of a League of Legends playoff best of 3 between No Teddy, who won game 1 on the Radiant, taking on Dog Owners, who lost game 1, are now on their tournament lives. If they lose this game, they will be out of League of Legends. My name is Badger. I am joined by Artorius, and hopefully we are in for a good Dota game with no more extended pauses.
Seb's gonna punch me for this, but if you notice, he would have an absolute fucking field day if he was playing Monkey King this game. He likes to turn into a courier and run into the other team's spawns and kill all their couriers that are outside the fountain before the game starts. And like everybody's couriers outside the fountain. He just fucking slaughtered them. And now he's probably like, "Shut up, Artorius! Shut up! Shut up! They're gonna kill me now when I do it." It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great!
Every single game, I think, that we played, Seb was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I teamed with you guys." It was fantastic.
You want to leak the plans for next season? You guys plan on sticking together or what?
The plan is Pudge, same as always.
not roster change, not same players, just Budge.
Pudge. There's not been a word said more during our entire Dota season
Budge.
than Pudge.
Pudge pronounced incorrectly.
That's literally including like anything from like push mid or let's dive or even Dota or game, just any word, just anything, just Pudge has been said more.
We're seeing Potato being run at by 3. It's a WTF in the chat. Now it's Malefic and Keita running at Shane, but Shane is a Bane, is looking to trade, and now it's Potato trying to run the lane, but he's still being harassed out by Disruptor. Now Malefic is looking to harass as well, but under that Radiant side of Zero Ward. Potato damaged. And KU, he's a Voice Spirit, he'll be fine. And unsurprisingly, Keita will TP on into the bot lane now. In comes Skyrath harassing onto the Void Spirit, but KU's fine for now. Keita has arrived. Courier. This team's dead, right? It is dead. Keita grabs a courier kill bottom lane. It is Staples turning, popping that concussor shot to slow and harass out Keita, but Keita is running. He should be fine. He will not die. Meanwhile, top lane, it is still Potato taking a lot of damage, but he is the life stealer. He has rage. He will be fine. What's your thoughts on these lanes? Anything you want to highlight, or should I start asking you questions?
Sorry, I'm busy chirping somebody in Twitch chat. Alright, there we go. I guess there's a big chance for harass in the bot lane from the Undying and Scarith combo. Now one reduces health, the other one deals a crap load of damage. But on the flip side, you have this lane dominator and disruptor. So I'd be interested to see how much the Scarith dies. Because it's very highly likely that they will die with that little health pool. Even if they're not out of position. Although in the top lane, Bane's dying, so there's that.
Yeah, they're being run up right now by the IO and the Mars. Shane will go down. First blood is drawn. Meanwhile, bot lane Staples will make it a 1-for-1 overall now. In comes KU trading on Staples. Staples has very little armor, but in comes the Soul Rip from Meteor, healing on Staples. Staples will live. So across the map, it is a 1-for-1 trade, though First Blood goes the way of No Teddy. And the funny part about these deaths, both carry players are so happy right now. Like, yes, my support can bring a regen. Yes.
Yeah, although the Lifestealer and the Mars are both close to their Helm of the Iron Wills, so they won't need too much regen soon.
I sense distortions.
We are sensing distortions in the void right now. It's just, some Dota 2 going on once again.
Although Kanka's doing relatively well considering he's against a Razor.
And whenever the debuff is off cooldown, it's been a very good time for Aaron, just doing a lot of damage to the Razor. Razor actually almost died earlier from the harassment from Tidebringer, so it's been a relatively decent lane for Aaron in the Kunkka. Do you have to chirp in Twitch yet? Listen, did you have to do that?
Yeah, that one was just too tempting. And it was truthful.
You degenerates.
His best players from Quebec. To be fair, I liked Colorado when their best player was Patrick Law, who was also from Quebec. But Patrick Law was based in Red Pill.
Yeah, you've gone full. You've jumped the shark tonight at this point. You've jumped the shark. Seeing some trading going on top lane, but Bane will take the brunt of the damage, be fine in the very end. He has South and some mangoes.
I mean, you saw Patrick Law literally push down the glass of the other team's coach. Or 360 Wayne Gretzky. Like,
that was cool.
What else do you want from a goalie?
That was cool. Oh, what is Potato up to right now? He's farming. He actually is doing a relatively rough time in terms of the last hits so far, but with that Helm of the Iron Will arriving, he'll at least be able to survive in the lane, as you mentioned earlier.
He's not doing any worse than the Faceless Void is right now.
Void Spirit.
Only, yeah, it's still Void.
Two
Same
very
shit.
different heroes.
Nope. Exact same thing.
Especially when one normally plays carry and the other doesn't, you know?
What do you mean? Seb carries us every single game on Void Spirit.
I mean literal carry, not metaphorically. You know what I mean? You're just messing with my head here. Bot lane, no Staples will go down. It's caught out by Keita on the Disruptor. It was the kinetic field Metal Strike used on Keita to engage, bring in the Resonant Pulse for that kill. KU now with another kill. Correction, his first kill. He did not get the one earlier. They are harassing Meteor bot lane as well with that Thunder Strike. It's just a lot of damage.
Like how Mars and Lifestealer can't do any damage to each other.
And yet they're still hitting each other too. They're still doing it. Yeah, they're trying to hit Potato, it's just not working. Bot lane, no Tombstone is dropped. Keita should go down. Now in comes KU Remnants on the Meteor. Meteor will drop, and now Silence comes out on the Void Spirit. Void Spirit, though, will run under his tower. Should have the 1-for-1. Let's see if let's go somehow. Stick is popped. He will attempt for the kill. The Tombstone armies are slowing so heavily. KU low. Staples on the dive. Needs one more Arcane Bolt. It comes in. Stick is popped. Here it comes in on the Staples. The armor is so low. Staples goes down. KU with a double kill. Meanwhile, mid lane, Kobe is going on by Aaron and Shane. Aaron's a haste rune. Razor, low. Razor, dead. In comes Malefic, but there will be no vengeance. So across the map, that is a wild, and I do mean wild, 2-for-2 trade.
Yeah. Looks like he wanted to go for the IO as well.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, his siege creep dies. Although in this top lane, now that the IO's gone, this Lifestealer's having a bit of a field day because he's just a level up on the Mars. Due to the Bane roaming a bit earlier than the IO.
Well, Keita and Staples are fighting in bot lane. Meteor, KU, Shane, they all arrive. Keita, though, should die this time. Aaron even rotate on over, looking for the kill. Keita will attempt to deny, but in comes Aaron with the Tidebringer down, goes Disruptor. Now it's KU in the 1v4. Concussive shot will slow. Tombstone will slow as well, but can it be a kill? Meanwhile, top lane, Lifesteal once again trading into 1v2 to bottom lane again, though KU's being dope under the tower. Meteor, Staples on the dive. They want that kill. Arcane Bolt comes in once again into a concussive shot, into what should be a dead KU. Steps are not up in time. Meanwhile, top lane, Kobe goes on to Potato with the static link, but with the infest, Potato gets away on that Lifestealer, so across the map it is certainly very good for dog owners.
And you kind of see the tiny problem that Razor has with Lifestealer.
Well, Disruptor is very
right.
dead. X mark, float, right clicks. But in comes Potato and Kobe actually. Aaron finds a kill on Keita, but Kobe is stealing a lot of damage. He'll TP. Is it in time? No, it is not. Kunkka goes down. Now they turn to Lifestealer. Meanwhile, KU kills Meteor in the bot lane. Potato will TP in time, but across the map that is not great for dog owners. It is very good for No Teddy.
Yeah, you see the kind of flip flop there. You have dog owners have a great execution across the map, but then it just flips the other way. Teddy has great execution around the map.
It's always fun to see.
Yeah.
A bit of miscoordination mid lane. They used Nightmare on the IO, but Concussive Shot was wasted there. It was Concussive Shot into Nightmare, but it was in the damage immunity window, so Malefic did not tank that spell. Bit of a misplay there collectively from the two supports on dog owners. I don't think it would have been a kill anyways, but certainly misplay.
Slicer is going to get run at, no TP and no
Spear is there. He has rage, but it might not be there in time. He'll attempt the rage and walk away. In comes Staples. Potato is dead. Staples attempts to avenge his last leader, but he might just find a spot in the grave as well. Staples still has spells, but he is also dead. Both the Skywrath and the Lifestealer are dead. Kunkka looked for something, but he'll find nothing actually. There's his even good courier micro from KU, not losing a courier there to Aaron on the Kunkka. Just this ward from No Teddy paying off so handsomely right now. Oh, good torrent there, blindly onto Keita, into a boat. Keita should die. Glimpse comes out onto the Kunkka, but in comes Shane. Has Brain Sap, will use it, and it will find the kill there onto Disruptor. But now in come the TPs looking to defend their mid lane. Razor has arrived. It's Kobe leading the way. Shane will be fine, though. And
there is an armlet up on the Mars now, too. So he's going to be a little bit scary.
It's a lot earlier than last game, too, if memory serves.
Yeah.
Overlook Kid comes on in. Who will find that is Meteor completely isolated in the Radiant side jungle? It is literally a 5v1. Meteor is on the run, but he's very slowed and very body blocked, and he tries to decay, but it will not matter. Undying will eventually die. Has decay again, but this is inevitable. Though he actually manages to deny the tower rather than hero, so good play there by Meteor, but still a good kill there by No Teddy, bringing down the other side offlaner.
If you're dog owners, it's really good that your Lifestealer just got that tower last hit, because he was at 2,800 net worth.
Oh my.
Yeah, he has some catching up to do this game, and he didn't go the farming build, so he really has some catching up to do.
This feels like it could be a very hard game to play Lifestealer. Ideally, he'd have farm and he can do something, but An underfarmed lifestealer into Razor is where Razor excels. And usually you achieve that by landing Razor into lifestealer, but you didn't have to do that this game. Simply the Mars and the Isle is enough, so now it's a game where Potato may simply fail to have impact for a long time.
I think KU's dead here.
Yeah, likely. I mean, it's a grip into a Mystic Flare into a right clicks from Potato. Staples on the Scarlet Mage grabs that kill. That's a very dead Void Spirits.
Kind of like the Clockwork combo that Canoe and I run with the Skywrath Clockwork. You just walk around when you both hit level 6. And you just drop Mystic Flare on somebody and kill them as a support duo.
Fun.
So these two should be able to...
Here comes okay, but in comes Tombstone as well. It's a big fight mid lane. Arena is there, onto the Undying and the Bane. In comes Staples having the fight, but in comes Statustorm there, onto many members. Actually, no Teddy. It's fantastic ulti there. But now, it is a remnant there onto Staples. Staples will go down. She glimpse as well onto Meator. Meator is on the run once again. Now looks to turn with the decays, but Io is once again arriving, and now it's no Teddy leading the way, but it is Dog Owners on the run. Very big fight. In the very end, only Scarlet Mage dies.
Yeah, it was a boat on the 4, and it apparently just didn't matter.
It's like the follow-up, it appears. Obviously, Grip was still on cooldown. I think Mystic Flare might have been as well.
So he didn't have the mana for Mystic Flare, whether it was off cooldown or not.
So I guess that's another form of cooldown is mana. No mana, no spells. It's effectively a cooldown. It's a bit unfortunate there, but in the very end, it's back to farming for both teams. It's a good old farm-based Dota. Mid lane tower on the Radiant side is still being sieged. It's Staples, Shane, and Aaron nearby, but in comes a TP from Kobe and the Razor. No Teddy will attempt to defend. They have the glimpse. It will be used on a Staples. Staples tries to survive. In comes the Soul Rip from Meator. In comes Shane looking to fight for Staples. Dead. Shane will join him. So the entire support duo of Dog Owners is in the grave, and not only is the mid T1 tower alive, but no Teddy may attempt to siege one of their own.
See, there was a Jenkins video earlier today, or yesterday, that was released, called Is It Feeding? Or is it, or that's not what it was called, but it was pretty much like, is it feeding, or is it making space? And it was pretty much about, like, if you die on this part of the map, is it feeding, or if you die on this part of the map, is it making space? Dying near your mid tower is feeding. Stop fucking doing that. That's not what you want to happen. It doesn't matter if your lifesteal is hitting creep for free.
And I knew you were going there too. I know you were going there. I knew that was going to be a conclusion, but out here anyways.
Yeah. Stop dying near your objectives. If you want to go make that play, go die in like the bottom tier 2.
I just knew the moment you said, like, I saw a Jenkins video the other day. I'm like, oh, what?
Well, I need to help him fulfill his Diet Coke diet or Pepsi addiction or whatever it is.
Well, it is a very dead Kate. The Mystic Flare is even committed. Probably not needed, but certainly will do the job. Disruptor is dead. Dire grabbed the D ward. So good D ward there for decided Dog Owners. But top lane is Potato in a bit of danger. He will TP in Rage in time. But, you know, that was a misplay there from no Teddy. Had they been perfect on the spear, they could have canceled that TP. Mid lane, though, they will attempt the fight. T1 tower dead, but Teddy has the arena. Arena's there on its 2 Staples being gone on by KU. In comes Lick there on the left side. The boat comes in as well. Potato will infest, but Teddy is in a lot of danger. Staples goes down. Now KU looks for more. Dire, they rendezvous, but Aaron has been glimpsed on back. He tried to X-mark himself, but was not there in time. Kunkka will go down. Statustorm was enough to bring him down as well, so it's 2 kills there, both going to KU. And bit of misplays happening from both teams, but in the very end, it's a very good situation for No Teddy.
Yeah, it did, however, lose their mid tower, so they definitely need to get this one here in order to make that a good trade for them. Like, you don't want to die in the Kunkka in order to get that mid tower, but it's not the end of the world. Although you are the biggest net worth hero, well, the most net worth hero in the game, you did only give up 268 gold, so keeping your mid tower and taking the enemies is kind of huge this game. Being able to just take over that enemy jungle for that life stealer is going to be huge, especially with the abilities gone. If Lifestealer gets cut off from the map, or even if Lifestealer or Razor get cut off from the map, they can't safely farm too well.
It's definitely a concern for both those heroes in this game, you're right. And that may become more and more real as these key items come out. Mars has Blinken the Courier, and Kunkka has picked up a Lotus Orb. Mid lane, though, it's a grip. And Mystic Flare on to Kobe. Kobe low, but still alive. Fidoke comes out as well. Now the finishing of the arena. It's there onto 2. Skyrath is alive for now, but in comes both there onto 3, actually. Now Staples still healed by Soul Rip. Now Teddy on the run. Relocate is ending. It actually is in time. It brings Teddy and Malefic back to safety. Now in steps KU looking to do anything. Finds nothing for it now, but now in comes the X mark there into Keita. Keita is in a lot of danger. It's Meteor and Aaron hitting. Keita low, Keita dead, but in comes Kobe looking to avenge. Spear comes out from Teddy. There onto the Bane, but now Teddy is doubling back. Meteor walks on forward. But in the very end, much like before, it is a big fight. Cooldowns expended by everybody, but one support dies.
Yeah, you saw how the to be fair, if this Skyrath was level 12, which is a big ask at 17 minutes, then the Razor still would have died, but you saw how the wounds can be useful against the Bane to cancel that grip. However, you then on the flip side see how Kunkka can be pretty good against this other team.
Meteor, speaking of Glimpse, he is in some severe danger. Glimpse back under the Radiant side tier 2 tower and speared back into it as well. It's a very dead undying. And now Dire in a bit of danger with KU and pincer maneuver. Step on and looking for Aaron. Remnants there as well. Now in comes no Teddy, but not in time. Shane and Aaron get away.
I think it was more, yeah, you got away, there's 3 enemy heroes there.
That's true to an extent, I agree. But it's a Blink Arena there onto the Kunkka. Aaron is in severe danger. Link comes out as well. Kunkka goes down. Now in comes Kobe looking for Shane. Shane's on the run. Glimpse comes out onto Staples. Staples is in a 1v4. He'll go down. It's 2 kills, both going to Teddy on the Mars. And at long last, Teddy and his team will grab that middle tier 1 tower. Meteor has set up looking to defend the tier 2 perhaps, but they will not siege that one.
Yeah, it was just a really good execution by No Teddy. They kill the Undying and then they run straight mid and kill the Kunkka. And the Undying wasn't quite up yet in time to get there and help that fight. So then you just lose your Kunkka and your mid tower and there's nothing the Dire can really do about it. They didn't have grip up either. It was still on cooldown for another 15 seconds. So they just take that fight for free.
So, elephant in the room, how do No Teddy actually, win the game from here?
Well, it's a little bit hard. I think their tower hitter is definitely going to be this Razor. I feel like he should have a Yule Scepter and a Refresher and an Ags. He kind of rushed this BKB, which is either going to end up great, or he's going to get Fiend's Gripped every fight, and it's going to end up terribly. So we'll see how that one goes. However, Staples is dead.
Yeah, top lane, it's Keita and Kobe finding Scottman. Scottman goes down. Actually, looking at a bit of bottom into mid there, hoping a different attempt would happen. I just kind of ignored Staples dying. I caught the death breath, but in the variance, it's only Skyrath dead. Not a massive death.
The one big problem I am seeing right now is if you don't get at least like a 5-second link off on this Lifestealer, you don't have a good way of dealing with him if he is farmed and capable of killing your team. And you don't have a good way to push towers because you don't have Ags on Razor, because he's throwing this build to stay on top of this Lifestealer.
And
But if he's
sooner rather than
unable to,
later,
yeah.
this Lifestealer will be really online as well. I mean, he's still number 4 in net worth, but yeah,
Yeah,
the
but
player is number 6 in net worth, and he's catching up rapidly. Relocates there, bottom lane though, on to Potato. When Rage TP is there in time, Potato will live.
If you're dire, you gotta like run down a lane and take a tower right now.
Yeah, it would be definitely ideal if they can go and, at the very least, kill Malefic. He has returned to the top lane. X-Mark, Torrent, Boat, Silence, Brain Sap, dead. And they will attempt to parlay that one into a top tier 1 tower.
Yeah, I think they either need to take a tower, regain a bit of map control. They were kind of getting choked out a little bit, and that's why you see that lifestealer so deep in that bot lane. But no Teddy kind of just jumped the gun on that one. Feel like you can just TP on the hero rather than trying to keep him inside of static storm and everything.
Well, Kobe and Teddy have arrived. They blink Arena onto Meator. Tombstone and the defensive Nightmare response script comes out onto Teddy. They're attempting the turn. Kobe's BKB. He hits Teddy low, Meator low. Both still alive, however. Mech came down, but Teddy still has the Mystic Flare of Staples. And now, Radiant clean up the Tombstone. Potato, though, is on the Radiant side Tri-Camp high ground, so Radiant must leave it now. And so far, it's still looking pretty good for the side of Dog Owner. Still X Mark on to KU. KU, unsurprisingly, able to assimilate in time. Get away from that one quite easily. But the Tier 1 tower cannot pop to assimilate. It cannot run away. It will go down. So actually, at long... Never mind, Glyph has been popped. They will delay this one for now, perhaps looking to catch Aaron on the way out here. They have Glimpse, of course. They now step in, looking for Aaron. Aaron low. Defense Timer comes on out. Now in comes Kobe, linking onto Potato. The Static Storm comes out, looking to kill Aaron at once, but Aaron's on the run. He has that run buff on him at long last. But they have once again stepped on, but Aaron is just still alive. At long last, he will die, and Radiant may attempt to go for more kills. They see Staples, likely to easily confined. Atos comes out onto Kobe, but a glimpse will easily bring Skywrath back into his death. Dire, at long last, they kill the tower, but they lose both the Kunkka and the Skywrath Mage, and Radiance will run on into the Dire side jungle.
Yeah, I think the only way that Kunkka lives is if they get infest off on him, but the lifestealer had already infested the creep. I don't know if he would have got there in time if he had just ran to try to infest him either.
Yeah. So, it's a lot easier said. I mean, once again, any lifestealer even could be endangering his own life if he does that, so...
Yeah, because he probably would have had to rage to get there.
Yeah. Here's the hard part, though, with this this lineup from No Teddy. They don't hit towers well, and also don't hit Roche that well. So it's hard for them to accomplish anything.
Yeah. You do see the Razors now going for Refresher after picking up that Yasha, but he still doesn't have an Axe, so that still won't solve their tower hitting problem. Their tower hitter right now is still just the same as last game, the IO overcharging the Mars with an armlet. However, KU might get caught here unless he runs immediately into the trees.
Yeah, it's a three-man smoke from the side of Dog Owners. Pops onto the actual creeps, but in comes Tord, in comes Silence, in comes Boat, in comes Mystic Flare. Down goes the big man himself, KU. He's in the grave for a very long time.
It was a very good torrent by the Kunkka in order to give vision on that.
Yeah, it was just a fantastic torrent.
Yeah. We do, however, see the problem that the Dire are going to face is they're not very mobile. Like, a Disruptor is split pushing them right now. That's how immobile they are.
It's the words, they just sound so absurd. Disruptor is split pushing them right now. Just an absurd statement. It's a true statement, by the way, but it's absurd. This is why I grabbed some more water. I had a feeling this game's going to go very long.
It looks like Dire are not on the same page either, because their tower hitter is Lifestealer, and he did not take that bottom tower. And it looks like they now want to go for it, and Aaron's just solo hitting it, and he's gonna die.
KU's arrived, Aaron low, and they will go on to Meator as well. Aaron, the first target, will go down to a BKB Razor. Now it's Meator, though, turning on to Keita. Keita low. Meanwhile, Bane, very low. Teddy has engaged. Shane, Keita, both dead. Skywrath speared. Skywrath will die in the near future to Kobe. So it's 3 kills for the side of No Teddy. Potato will TP, but... I mean, as you mentioned, a bit of a disaster situation coordination-wise. You've noticed it a number of times this game, in this series, Dog Owners not on the same page. And we're seeing a look at top lane of the Potato. He will run away in time, but if you want to go deep in these playoffs, you cannot make these mistakes if you're Dog Owners.
I feel like either you need your Lifestealer there to take the tower, or once you realize your Lifestealer isn't there, don't go back in for the tower, even if he's on his way. Because everybody's up on the Radiant. They're going to want to fight you. They had Disruptor ulti, and that's exactly what they did. That's the second or third time that Aaron's been caught that way this game. Where he just gets glimpsed, trying to run away from the tower.
Yeah, it's never a fun time for him. Eventually we'll have some counterplay to that buying a BKB, but it's still not there yet. We're seeing though KU is a remnant there, onto Aaron, in comes the steps, in comes the link, down goes the Kunkka once again. So TP into bot lane, into a death, he's respawned into another death, and now Aaron's game is rapidly slowing down the Kunkka.
Yeah, I feel like this is what happens in a lot of these games where people are like, oh, Bane's such a good hero, or oh, Disruptor's such a good hero. Is you just have these teams that just overextend. I'm assuming Stables is just dead, so I'm just going to keep talking. You just get like this Bane hero can just sit in the lane and catch someone.
Speaking of dead, it's also Shane. He'll glimpse back into the kinetic field from Keita. Question is not if who gets the kill, ends up being KU. I think Kobe wanted it, but ended up going to KU on the Void Spirit instead.
Yeah, like, but you just get these heroes, right? With like, Bane's just gonna sit in the lane and catch you if you split push. Disruptor's just gonna catch you if you try and take an objective and leave too late. You just get all these scenarios where somebody's gonna catch you. Like, you have Storm Spirit who just plays in the game, you think, I can go farm this lane, and then Storm Spirit zips halfway across the map and kills you by himself. Like, people need to, you kind of need to like recognize these heroes that you're against and change how you can play in the game. But when a hero's been out of the meta for so long, you don't really...
Meteor's dead, by the way, bot lane. Relocate was there. KU was the one who really started that fight, setting up there onto Meteor, and with the help of his teammates and Relocate, it's a very easy kill there for the side of No Teddy, and they couldn't even bring down the Eye or the Mars there either. Aaron is arriving, has the X mark. He's actually a bit in cast range, but the only death there ends up being Keita on the Disruptor. Potato found him at the Radiant side tribe camp. KU and Teddy tried to avenge their Disruptor, but Lifestealer was a little bit too fast, so good play there by Potato, picking up that solo kill. And they will attempt to parlay that into more. It's a Shane and Staples smoke. They have Atost into Grip, into Mystic Flare. They will attempt to kill Kobe, and it will be successful. A massive kill there, a godlike streak taken. Meanwhile, it's Potato killing Malphite in the top lane. Back to the Radiant jungle. It's still Shane and Staples and Aaron looking for more. Teddy, though, blinks away in time, but at long last, dog owners have gotten a very key team fight win across the map, simply outmaneuvering the side of No Teddy. But top lane, though, it's once again a jump onto Potato. Static Storm, the steps on in from KU, and Lifestealer will drop. So a good counter kill there for No Teddy, but if you combine the two little engagements, it's certainly fantastic for the side of dog owners. And they even will attempt to get a Roshan with that one.
Yeah, this Undying Shard is ridiculous against Roche. As you can see, he can create 2 zombies every single time that Roche kills one. And on top of that, he has a Tombstone down, so that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, he just goes to Meteor on the Undying. He heard me calling the term Undying oxymoronic last game, says, you know what? I'll grab Aegis, and I truly will become Undying. But, speaking of Undying, it's the Arena and the Spear there on the Meteor. First life will go down. Question is, can he survive number 2? KU steps into the backlines, finds Scarthmage, he's being healed for now. Yos comes out onto the Void Spirit, now Meteor still alive. Boat comes in from Aaron, stunning onto Malefic. In comes KU, killing Staples. Meanwhile, Teddy blinks on into Shane. Shane goes down. Meanwhile, Meteor TPs away from Kobe. But overall, they're a massive team fight win for the side of No Teddy, Aegis, and 2 kills, and they will attempt for a third. They have found Aaron, Assimilate, Remnant. The right clicks. Aaron will BKB, but it will not matter. Down goes Kunkka. And now they even Yules. Onto Meteor. Spear misses. Potato manfights looking for Teddy. Tombstone is dropped. Dire. Built to turn. Shane. My back. Radiant are TPing. Bash comes out onto Teddy. Malefic, though, gives a huge relocate. Bring Teddy further into the fight. It may cost him his life on the IO. Meteor. Potato. They attempt to zone In no Teddy, she may look to re-engage. Link comes out onto Meteor. Teddy has returned. The grip is there onto the Mars. Malphite is healing. KU is there. Io, Bane, both dead. Near to Teddy. Mars goes down. Kobe pops BKB. He runs. Mystic Flare. It has been committed. Potato. He attempts for the bash. Can he find it? Yes, he can. Kobe will go down on Razor. And now, it's KU on the run. He is a void spirit. He should be fine with dog owners. They've turned it around.
Yeah, it looked like dog owners just got that Aegis and they kind of just forgot their lifestealer was dead and just got caught out in a fight without their lifestealer. And then Radiant are like, we are winning the fight. We can just keep chasing, keep chasing, keep chasing. And also didn't look at lifestealers.
KU solo kills Staples in the back lines and they just... Think wait a minute, Bane's dead. If I silence Skyreth Mage, there's no counterplay. KU just destroys him.
Yeah, that's the one problem with playing Skyreth is you get hit by one spell, you're dead.
Well, it's now Meteor, the target as well. Static Storm is committed. It's Undying on the run, but in that 1v3, caught in the silence, Undying will go down. It's another kill for no Teddy, and it's just back and forth Dota constantly this game.
Alright, I actually just have nothing nice to say. How are you getting caught out like that? Your lifestealer's chasing somebody in the triangle and you're just behind the tier 2. With your 2 supports dead and your Kunkka farming top lane.
Yeah, maybe they just overstayed their welcome very heavily in that case. Maybe they misjudged the ability for the Undying to die, but as we've seen 6 times this game, Undying capable of dying.
Right, so Razor ends up going back and picking up that Sange for Sange and Yasha, and he now has the Refresher coming out. But he's now going for Shiva's, so they still don't really have too much tower push other than this IO overcharge.
Say, you know what, maybe if we win the team fight hard enough, we won't need the Aghanims and Razor.
Yeah. I was going to say this Disruptor Shard could help, but who does he really put it on?
I guess Razor.
Like, I guess Razor, but like that's the only real target.
Mars?
It's a maybe, but I guess Mars is going for a Deso. It wouldn't be bad now, but like typically you would want to put it on somebody like a Lifestealer or like a Spectre, or somebody that's just going to run somebody down and hit really quickly.
Yeah, Razor does that.
You now see Void Spirit going for the Lincoln Sphere.
Makes sense.
Stop the X marks, stop the Ancient Seals, stop the Nightmare and Fiend's Grip.
Obviously, Dire have plenty of means of popping it, but it also gives time for KU to react. And having that little bit of a window to react is enough for KU to get away there a lot of the time.
Oh no.
Potato hunts for Keita. Is there a bash? Is there a bash? No, there's not! There's no bash! XD in the chat, Potato, knowing, hey, there's a very high chance I bash there, right?
Yeah, he hit him 5 times at a 25% chance. That in theory should have happened.
In theory, but in practice and in the application we've seen at 34 minutes, no bash.
It's like me killing 150 Cyclopses and finally getting the Rune Defender.
Well, Loki comes on into Potato. Silence is there. The Rage is there in time. Potato is turning, trying to fight, but in comes Cyclops once again. Grip comes on out to Teddy. Stopping Arena, but it's now Silence. Arena comes on into 2 big cores. Potato, Meteor, both caught. Both might just die. KU survives for now. In comes Boat, trying to fight, but Meteor is just dead. Potato on the run, but Kobe's just so strong. In comes Steph from KU. Down goes Potato. They now turn onto the Kunkka. Aaron goes down. Now it's only supports on the run. Shane may live, but Staples will not. KU is 25. He has the Assimilate Stuns talent. Skyreth Mage goes down. Bane slinks away, but the team fight win, we know how big it was. It was a massive team fight win for the side of no Teddy.
I'm surprised after Lifestealer got linked, he didn't just rage TP. Like, he got his rage off, and then they decided to fight. I guess they might have not seen this refresher on Razor, because he infested for the entire duration. Oh, Shane?
Yeah, Shane, the one man who survived the fight, is now going to go down, and at long last, it will be a full 5-man wipe for no Teddy. Now it's Time to bring in all 3 lanes. Razor in the mid lane, Light Spirit in the top lane, Mars in the bot lane. They're bringing them all in. They want to siege the dire side base. In comes Relocate. Malefic will drop off Teddy for a bit of barracks pushing. They want to force buybacks. The buybacks are not coming out. Tower dead. Melee's under duress. They will go down. KU buys time. Silences the backlines, and now it's Kobe and Teddy hitting racks. Range will go down. Radiant will retreat cleanly. And for no Teddy, it is a full set of middle barracks.
Mm-hmm.
We're at the point now where we're at the precipice of no Teddy winning the series 2-0. If you're dog owners, what is the play? There's no if. You must make a comeback. Your season is over. What play do you make if you're dog owners? Is it this?
You just need to take a fight where either you get the initiation.
Oh, what a great remnant from KU. The smoke is ruined. Sandstorm is popped. Teddy, the arena, it's huge as well. It disrupts the fight. KU silences the entire backlines. It's down to 3 to silence. Shane dead. Meator dead. Potato, he fights, but can he win the fight? In comes KU once again re-engaging. Keita goes down, but they have linked onto Potato. The tombstone is dead. Keita has bought back. The boat is stuns on 2, but can he survive? Aaron gets infested, and no BKB. They'll get away, but Undying, no buyback. Shane, no buyback. It's a 3v5 in Radiance. Oh no, Teddy, know what time it is. They say, you know what? Maybe it's time for a second set of barracks. Or maybe not. Maybe it's walking through a Roshan pit where it's not there. That's a very long respawn window. You saw that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of the maximum possible respawn window of 3 minutes, Roshan will respawn in about 2 minutes 53 seconds, which is very late. That is extraordinarily late. That is in the last 1/24th of the Roshan respawn window. That is incredibly unlucky for no Teddy. If they got as lucky as they got unlucky, it'd be alive for the last. If they got as lucky as they got unlucky, Roshan would be dead right now. Mid lane though, Keita and Kobe look to hunt. Statusform was there onto Lifestealer. In comes Link as well, but it was a fucking Lotus Orb. But now Grip comes out onto the Mars. Mars is in danger. Boat comes out, but Kobe has refreshed. Once again goes inside on the Potato. KU starts left lines. Down goes Shin. And now Radiant look for more. Arena is there on a 2. They have speared Potato. Potato is dead. Tombstone drop, but can they fight? Aaron, the target. Staples dead. Aaron low. Torrent on 2, but Aaron cannot fight. Aaron is dead. Meator, the lone survivor, must retreat to his base, but luckily dog owners have buybacks on all 4 dead heroes. Staples has popped his. The other 4 may join him, but no Teddy will certainly look to force them.
Yeah, you see this 25k net worth, and you think, wow, that's a lot, but it's actually more like 35k because there's so much just dead net worth on the Dire. They just have thousands upon thousands upon thousands of gold in their.
I mean, if you're saving the gold for buybacks, you need to use them. You cannot let your Skywrath Mage die back like that. Staples, he's die-backed. And no Teddy.
They're just going to get Megas at this point if they don't buy back.
They're hitting Megas and they're hitting T4s. 1 tier 4 is dead. We see a buyback from Potato and from Aaron, but it may be too late. It's the 4v5 fight. And no Teddy have completely retreated. It is an utter and complete disaster. Dog owners back against the wall, and not only are they crumbling, the wall behind them is crumbling. They are losing their ground, and they, unless a miracle happens, they will lose this series, and they'll be knocked out, lads.
Yeah, we saw it last game where the Spectre just stopped gaining net worth. In this game, it's the Kunkka. He just hasn't picked up. He finally picks up a Crystallis in like the past 10 minutes. He's just been the same net worth. The IO's actually catching up to him now. Which is kind of rough. I think if you're going to save money for buybacks like that, the moment you die in that mid lane and they go to take your top racks, you have to buy back. You can't just give up a racks and then buy back anyways. It just kind of seems like they've either haven't had the same opinions in this game, like they've been a little bit uncoordinated, or they're just a little bit scared to use their buybacks. Maybe a high pressure series for them because of the elimination, but you kind of just have to use your buybacks. Buybacks are such a huge part of Dota And if you're saving for them, you may as well use them.
Here we go. 5 minutes smoked into the outer camp. They found Potato. The link is there. Potato was losing damage. BKB's pop. Tombstone dropped. The arena is there, but in comes Static Storm. Potato's on the run. In comes Boat. It was thrown onto the Disruptor. Keita may go down. Maybe a dieback. Potato is the trade. Potato. Left stealer. He has died back. Mystic Flare comes in. Kills Teddy. Keita dead as well, but Kobe and KU are so strong. Shane dead. Aaron dead. Staples on the run. Staples. 4 stats, but it's not for long. Staples will go down eventually as well. Miotor TP's away, but, well, it looks like no Teddy will be advancing to the next round of the League of Legends playoffs. Remnant there, onto the Undying. Undying, Miotor trying to survive. He has buyback actually, so he may buy some more time, but Undying dead, E-Blade kills him. Now Shane forces it out and Miotor buys back. But, well, their life, it is ending soon. The hourglass is running out of sand. Tier 4's dead. Miotor fighting, but KU silencing. Shane low. Shane will get brought down. It's one defender. It's the Undying. Throne. Under siege. Half HP. Link comes out. Miotor low. Miotor certainly will go down. And the GG is called.
Am I supposed to be saying something?
Nah. That's a point where you can let the victory sit in for, like, 10, 15 seconds. That's a big moment for No Teddy, of course. They don't just want to win one lads. They want to win more than one lads, and this is certainly a step in the right direction. They've bounced back from a pretty awful loss to first team all cursed, and they've begun the losers run. They've beaten dog owners. They have like 5 more series to go still, so it's obviously not going to be done anytime soon, but that is one step in the right direction. Then for dog owners, it was a good season. Not a great season, but certainly a good season. They came into the season with middling expectations, and at times they performed much above them. They went to the playoffs, but in the very end they got smacked out quite easily by No Teddy, and I'm sure a lot of these players will be back. It's not the first time we've seen a number of these players, and hopefully it'll be good to see them back next season. But yeah, do you have any thoughts on this game too, other than what's already been said?
I guess the only additional thing that I haven't said yet is the Skywrath pick. Obviously, I am a big fan of Skywrath, but I typically like to pick it with a stun because I hate building Atos. I feel like you just rushing. It might just be me being an idiot again, saying, "Oh, I love this item," and everybody yelling at me that it's not meta. But you never know. In 4 months, it might be meta. That's happened before. Wyvern. I don't know. I like picking it with a stun. Oh, that one was like a year. That doesn't count. There was a couple patches in between that. The Wyvern one, there was no patches. There was no patches. It became popular. It was like 2 or 3 months or something. But I just like rushing Ags on this hero, or even just Lakaya. You just want to be shitting out damage. That's the whole point of the hero. Atos gives you like jack shit for extra damage. It gives you a bit of lockdown and a bit more on your Q. That's about it. When you could spend a little bit more money buying Ags and just get 2 of every fucking spell. Every time you cast it, and you have very low cooldowns. So to me, I find just an Ags rush on this hero, get it like at the latest 25 minutes, hopefully, and then you just kind of just dump out damage. But I guess the only problem with that is you can't really do it when your lockdown is a Kunkka X Torrent Ghost Ship and a Bane ulti. Like typically you'd pick that up with like a Mars or a Sand King or like a Centaur or something with like an AoE stun, even a Tidehunter, stuff like that. But I understand why they picked it. It's kind of like a little bit of a counter to a Void Spirit. Shits out damage into an IO. It's okay against Mars if you can get that Hex off. But I will shout out Teddy for this absolute fucking Chad Mars build. In the last fight, the Lifestealer went to go run away from the Razor, and he bashed him and then Abyssal Bladed him. It was kind of epic.
It was It's always fun to see, but yeah, I mean, it was a good series. Thank you for joining me, Artorius. Do you have any final analysis before I go into my usual outro?
Yeah, imagine doubting KU picking fucking Void Spirit carry.
Listen, sometimes you doubt Void Spirit carry and it ends up
I
winning the game.
totally didn't doubt Void Spirit carry and just not say it. Smile.
Let me take the fall there, but thank you, Artorius, for joining me tonight. It's always good to have you back. You have any final words, cause, shouts to say to the people of League of Lads and twitch.tv/Badger Pablo?
No. Other than why do you keep asking me to cast? I ruin it every time. It's fantastic.
XD, but my name is Badger. If you enjoyed my casting, want me to cast your games, cast your tournaments, contact me on Discord. It's Badger number 5713. Or contact me on Twitter. It's twitter.com/BadgerDota2. Yeah, I will be back. I'm not quite sure when. I have a good bit of BTS in the upcoming days, but I'm sure I'll be back for some more Lands playoff casting sooner rather than later. Yeah, that'll be it for tonight. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great night.